Hey, you know what? Let's just start it up. You guys definitely check out Saeed's newsletter. The link is in the description below. And yeah, Saeed, man, you want to start off with the Knicks? Might as well.
Yo, by the way, subscribe to Orange Cookies, one of the best YouTube channels for basketball.
Definitely appreciate you.
I was surprised about this last second move, but it was brilliant on the Knicks' part, bro. The whole question of who's gonna replace Isaiah Hartenstein. Now you got one, Karl Anthony Towns, and him and Jalen Brunson. They work well together, bro. You know, Karl Anthony Towns can play off ball. He can stretch the floor, play in the paint.
Definitely.
What else can the Knicks ask for?
True, but they also depleted their roster at the same time. They depleted their roster, and it looks like, Julius Randle. I can't wait till he gives the full story, but they were in negotiations for an extension since I think the beginning date was like August 8th. And
Yeah.
then in the middle of the month, Randle retweeted what a fan wrote or something, saying that there was no Randle jerseys in the store. And then Randle added the Knicks, and the message said, "Oh, this is how you guys feel." And then that was like in the middle, that was almost into early September. And
Yeah,
then
I
all of
remember
this,
that tweet.
yeah. So it seems, I think they had a fallout with the negotiations, and that kind of spurred the Knicks to, okay, Randall's in his last year of his deal. At least let's get something back. And this is how this is how they end up getting Towns.
Also, like, there's reports of his wife. I think she made a tweet or a post where she made claims that, yo, I kind of want to leave. Like, she's made claims that they always wanted to leave for a while back. So
I
it
mean,
seems like,
yeah, some of the stuff she talks about was like family stuff, but Randall deserves. You see, this is where we was talking about before, where the league right now, there's guys that perform well enough to get paid decently, like Ingram, Randall. What's the guy that got re-signed? Laurie Marketing in Utah.
Laurie Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys perform well enough to get paid, but teams, because of the new CBA, they're reluctant to pay these guys. And I don't think the Knicks had leverage to tell Randall, like, yo, take a discount.
Yeah.
I'm not really seeing that. And honestly, no one's really talking about it, but Randall actually has much better numbers than Karl Anthony Towns.
No,
Not
he had a
only
bigger role than Karl Anthony
he
Towns.
did, but the Knicks were winning at the same time. This is the part no one seems to remember. When OG first got traded to the Knicks, that month of January, Randall was a
Yeah.
big part of that stretch where the Knicks won 15 games. He was throwing out crazy assists. The guy got traded averaging 24, 10, and 5. There's not too many players in the league that average that. And Towns, you look at his numbers, he just averages 19. He gets his rebounds, but he averages like barely 3 assists a game. And I think that's where the Knicks need the playmaking. They need Towns to actually be a playmaker. And could he actually fulfill that role? I don't know. I think
I mean, he doesn't have a 9-year track history. In his 9-year track history, he's never been known as the playmaker or guy who, like, can make extra plays for anyone else, like Jokic or Embiid, you know?
but that's the role that the Knicks needed. That's the role that Randall kind of served. It wasn't just about the scoring. He also playmake to Dante, playmake to others. And then speaking of Dante, that's another loss for the Knicks. I didn't know, but in the second half of last year, he averaged about 22 points per game.
Yeah.
So the last, I believe, 30 games, his averages was crazy. And same thing in the Pacers series, he averaged over 20 points a game in that 7-game series in the second round. So the Knicks kind of gave up. They kind of gave up a lot, and they had to attach a draft pick. That told me that those negotiations with Randall, it completely fell off, especially with that tweet from Randall. If you look at
Yeah.
it, he added the Knicks in the conversation. It's
Yeah,
very
100%.
unfortunate.
They had to give up their best six man. Now the question is, how would their bench perform, right? Because you remember when a lot of the key players went down and Deontay Lorenzo, you stepped up big for you guys. So now the question becomes is who is now going to be that off the bench spark for the Knicks?
Yeah, perhaps Deuce McBride.
Yeah.
They got a couple. Tyler Kolek. They got a new draft pick. This
So they got to hope for the young players to pan out.
true, and then they got a couple of polished vets. I don't want to say Cameron Payne's gonna do something, but they got Cameron Payne,
He's like an
Shamit.
eighth man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at least they got some serviceable guys in that role position. But it's going to be interesting to see how Tibbs kind of mix and matches these lineups with the starters along with the bench unit. But
Also,
Towns is definitely going to be on the hook to like put in work. He's got to put in work in New York. It can't be like
I think
Minnesota.
fatigue probably also played a big part in this too, man. I think Randall's lack of availability has not hurt the Knicks, but hurt his value big time. So that's probably why the New York Knicks decided, like, oh, he's 30, plus he's kind of has a track history of injuries.
Hmm.
So I guarantee that also played a role into why they made this move with Karl Anthony Towns. Like you said, there's going to be a lot of questions, right? I think Mikal Bridges will expect to play a bigger role.
Yeah,
It's I don't know. I don't
Josh
know.
Hart is
Yeah.
starting. For the preseason game they had the other day, Josh Hart actually started. Their lineups was very interesting. They kind of went top heavy in that starting lineup, and then
Yeah.
they're trying to figure out their bench unit with McBride. He kind of went off in that first preseason game, but
Honestly, I'd rather have Josh Hart off the bench, to be honest with you. Well, what is the starting lineup looking like?
it's
Jalen.
yeah, it's basically all the top guys, and then you add
So
Josh Hart in there.
Jalen Hart. You got both wings. Mikel, OG, and
Hmm.
then who's the fifth guy?
Uh, you got Josh Hart, McHale, OG, Brunson, and Towns.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
got it.
so
My
yes,
math is bad.
so like I said, they went really top heavy with the starting unit. But at the end of the day, that starting unit, that's a hell of a starting unit, though. I'm not gonna lie. You got two dynamic 3-and-D wings. One could actually create for himself.
And it matches up well against the Pacers, against the
Correct.
Philly, against the Celtics. Those are the most important teams. So it matches up against those guys for sure.
I'm wondering how this time around with Tibbs and Towns, how is it gonna work out? Because now Towns doesn't necessarily have the power in the relationship anymore like he did in Minnesota, where he's like, I'm the star player. I don't
He's
like
a lot older
Tibbs.
too.
Yeah, he's a lot older now. I mean, him being older actually should be a good thing. Now he understands what Tibbs was trying to do in
Yeah,
Minnesota,
I know.
trying to get him to a different place. Cause what's funny thing about Towns? He's a great scorer, but on a defensive side, the fact that they got Rudy Gobert to come in for the T-Wolves to kind of get him away from that position so they could better defend. It kind of says a lot. The man hasn't played center in 2 years. Now he's
Yeah.
on the Knicks. We're gonna see what Tibbs kind of how Tibbs kind of finesses these rotations, especially
Also,
oh my bad, especially when Mitchell Robinson comes back, I believe in December.
do you really see a future for Mitchell Robinson? Because I could see the Knicks trying to get more assets out of him. I could see a team like the Pelicans making a call for Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, I could see it too. I mean, unfortunately, Mitch has not really been healthy. He's been a great asset
Throughout his
though.
career.
He's a second round pick. The Knicks
Yeah,
developed him.
100%.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, the Knicks they have a lot of questions, but also they have a lot of upside, I should say.
Yeah.
But that Brunson Towns pick and roll, whew, that's gonna be deadly. That's gonna be up there with like it's setting up to be up there with Maxey and Bede and Jokic and Murray. It's like one of
Yeah.
those type of pick and rolls. It's especially Brunson's pull up three. His pull up game, well man, it's much improved. I'm not gonna lie, much improved.
I
And
agree.
it's and then you got Bridges and OG in the wings. Woo, that's
Both great off-ball
deadly,
players
man.
throughout their careers.
Yeah. And if they,
Yeah.
if they attack the lane, they miss. You got Josh Hart. He's gonna be trying to grab those offensive boards. Like that's kind of a deadly combination right there. But again, with the Knicks, it's unfortunate because a lot of this NBA stuff is about luck, and I think they
Yeah.
kind of fell into a bad situation with Randle getting hurt, and then also Hartenstein, increasing his value so high that the Knicks were
Yeah.
unable to match in the offseason because of the way, the bird rights is structured. So they end up losing him. So that kind of caused a domino effect for them to get rid of Randall. But honestly, I would think the Knicks would have had a better time keeping Dante. Had they renewed Hartenstein and kept Randall, that would have been interesting right there. The team probably wouldn't have been as dynamic, but they're very deep. Like any team would have to deal with that bench unit. That would have been hell.
Well, there was rumors, right, that Dante didn't want to stay in New York.
No, all that was false. All that was false.
That's what I was wondering. How can the guy who had his best season want to leave?
Yeah, especially the love that city was giving him. Nah, it just didn't make any sense. But that's the era we're in, man. Right now, so many rumors are flying off the windmill. Shit is crazy, man.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was Paul for the longest time, bro. I can't lie.
Some of these anonymous sources, man, they gotta get we gotta see the references on those, man.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
we need a
so,
saw. We
some of
need a
these some of
sword.
these anonymous sources sounding like they kind of seem like the P Diddy files, man, where nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, we're all just left in a weird space.
Yeah,
But dude, some of these guys is weird because like I think Snoop B, like that guy has a big platform, but I never seen him get anything right. First Hayes has some questionable like analysis.
yeah, but a lot of this, I mean, this is the era that the league is in right now. It's a lot of like TMZ type coverage.
Yeah,
People don't really wait till the stories develop. They sort of wait to get the quick hits.
yeah, 100%. But dude, all right, let's flip it to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, like I think what they did, they bought flexibility, right,
Or
to keep Anthony long terms.
much
Like,
flexibility.
yeah, because Randall's what? This is his final year of his contract, and then he could either like opt in or decide to leave. If he opts in, they could trade him too if he has a really good season. Like this gives him a lot of flexibility. I think it ensures Nas Reed's future because dude, eventually he was going to be a starter, right? Like I doubt
Mhm.
that guy wants to be like a six man of the year his whole career. So I think it guarantees that he'll become the second option eventually. Like they'll mold him into the second option. Hopefully McDaniels is able to make a jump that we're hoping for. Like
Now,
I think he,
wait, hold on, my bad. Let me ask you about Nas Reed since you mentioned him. Now, do you think they
yeah,
doubled down on Nas Reed?
double down on, yeah, 100%. He had a good postseason. He's shown to be a good defender and a good offensive player. Like I'll even argue had a better postseason than Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay, but here's another question I got for you. Now, what about the spacing? This is gonna be interesting for Edwards. You got Nas Reed up in there. You got Randle up in there.
Yeah,
Versus Towns, kind of like spread it out a little bit. This
yeah, he
is
spread it out. And you're kind of like now the banking is like, yeah, you need an inconsistent 3 point shooter and Jaden McDaniels to be consistent too, right? So there's a lot of questions that go around that. But one thing I got to give credit is I think now you have the second playmaker in Julius Randle.
and you got
So
and
if
you
the
got
shots go
Dante.
in,
You got Dante to shoot the threes, but
yeah,
they better hope that stays consistent.
100%. I think their bench has improved a lot too. J- you got Dante and Nas Reed
Yeah, you
and
got
Nicole Alexander
Dillingham.
Walker. Yeah, Dillingham. So they have a lot of assets in that regard. Like I don't think this was a complete loss, but I think this is a team you would just kind of watch and hope it makes sense in the regular season because on paper it makes zero sense.
Yeah, it's so crazy that they're still over the the second apron even after this trade.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's an expensive team, bro. Like this was expected, right? I
mhm.
think we all expected it because, like, sure, 1 or 2 years they can be good, but then the third year when teams catch up, or teams like the Rockets maybe or Oklahoma finally become title contenders, then you kind of have to be like, yo, we're stuck. So I think this is kind of like this trade was to like kind of protect their future because besides Rudy Gobert, who's really an aging player on that team, really, I think Dante's at his peak if he's staying. I don't know how like his contract situation is. Obviously,
Rudy,
Anthony's young and Nas
Rudy's
is young.
yeah, Rudy's contract is interesting because he has a player option for next year, so he could opt
Yeah,
out of that and actually try to get a longer term deal.
yeah,
So I mean,
and he'll probably get paid because he just came off of a Defensive Player of the Year in this contract, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
um, this team is still super expensive. I'm just wondering why does much of the kind of the national sports media kind of all of a sudden still put the T-Wolves as title contenders with Randle, but they didn't do that. They didn't feel the same with the Knicks.
The
That's
Knicks
one.
are title contenders, man. Everyone's on the Celtics juice right now.
Yeah, it's just it's very strange.
Why? Who do they put over? Who do they put over the Knicks?
No, but I'm saying it's the way they're treating Julius Randle when he's on the Knicks. It's almost like they need to trade him. They need to trade him. And then when he's on a
Yeah.
different team, oh, he's a title contender. Because
They-
it's the coverage around the Knicks is always funny. Because if once again, if you look at Randle's stats, 24, 10, and 5 in all efficient numbers. And then you look at Towns, he averages 19, I think 10 and like 3 or 2. So it's
Yeah.
it's not even it's like, and the Knicks had to give away a pick and Dante. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this trade is it's quite interesting. Quite interesting.
Bro, one thing it is, I don't know what it is with the NBA media, but it's a lot of inconsistencies, right? One day they'll
Very.
praise you, another day they'll shit on you. But Randle himself, man, he's a New York legend, in my opinion. Jersey retirement's probably far fetched, but I think he'll be acknowledged like later on down the line as to be like a Knicks legend.
Yeah, he has to be. I believe he made the All-Star team 3 times.
Yeah,
Yeah, All NBA twice. This is a well,
like yeah,
it's 6
he has a
seasons
great
with the
resume.
Knicks. Yeah, he has a. I
Yeah,
mean, not
2019.
yeah, not for the Hall of Fame, but like for like recognition. Like this is a good fucking player, man. This is a good
Oh,
player.
100%. I mean, dude, he came in when nobody wanted to come in with the Knicks. And that was the offseason. They made a bunch of retarded moves. You remember they had Marcus Morris, Bobby Portis, Julius Randle. Like, nobody could make sense of what the Knicks were doing that offseason. And he was able to kind of change it around, And let's be honest, like, the talent around him, they weren't really anything great. Like, besides, like, Brunson later on. Who can you really name? Alfred Payton? Look, D Rose, that's the guy you can praise, but come on, he's like at the end of his career. RJ Barrett, young RJ Barrett's interesting, but he wasn't anything worth of a star. So it's like, like for the amount of players he had, or the amount of like talent around him, he made the most of it. So he deserves credit.
Correct. And just speaking of players, because of Randall's contract that have like that opt out clause that are valuable, there's a number of guys, man, that just have a lot of decisions. We got Chris Middleton. He has a player option for 34 million. Jimmy Butler. He has a player option for 52 million. I
Yeah.
mean, do you think some of these guys are still gonna pick it up?
I mean, dude,
Wait, hold on, my bad.
Middleton.
It's
Oh,
also
my bad.
we got Aaron Gordon, another player who has a team option. I believe he has he has a player option, 22 million. Nas Reed, Fred VanVleet for 44, James Harden for 36, Kyrie Irving for 44. This is an interesting potential offseason we have right here.
Kyrie's getting extended by Dallas, bro. Depending on how this season goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nas Reed is gonna get re-signed too. He's young, a lot of upside. Rudy Gobert is weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe this season determines how he does in the postseason. Chris Middleton's interesting, and I also find Jimmy Butler interesting because if you're in Miami, right, and you have another mediocre season, do you really make the signing? Do you really sign Jimmy Butler to an expensive deal? He's 34 years old. He hasn't been all that healthy. The teams he's led have been like, play-in teams. So at some point, you do have to question, like, is this guy our guy for the long term? If for the Miami Heat, and same with Middleton, it's like the Bucks are a lot older now. It isn't 2021.
Yeah, Middleton
Giannis,
just had surgery. I think a couple months ago. Again.
Yeah. Like, bro, what has been the most noteworthy thing Middleton has done? Really, is like that Pacers series, but even that he played barely healthy. So for me, it's like those two guys I question a lot. Like, I would just let Middleton walk if I'm the Bucks and maybe try to get another guy. I think the Bucks are just kind of stuck with being a team too old. So if I was them, I'd probably just move on from Middleton.
Yeah, but the only funny thing about the money Middleton's making, it sounds like it's a lot, but with the CBA kicking in, I don't think it's really gonna hurt them as much.
No, then they probably just I don't know. I don't see them extending him. But if he picks up his option, that's one thing.
Let's see if they do. The Bucks. Yeah, so the Bucks, if they do pick up his option, the Bucks are gonna be around the second apron. So they're still even this season. Yeah, they're past the second apron just by a couple million. But damn, they're gonna start losing draft picks. Matter of fact, I just realized that they if they stay over the second apron 2 years in a row, you end up getting your first round draft pick pushed back 7 years out.
They're an expensive team that's just old. Like, I feel like they lost their identity a while back. Like, you remember the Fear of the Bucks? that identity, nobody fears the Bucks.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, I have them as one of the underrated, slept-on contenders this year. Because at the end of the day, they made some good signings, man. I'm not gonna lie. They had a decent offseason. There was a couple teams that kind of went under the radar, and they had decent off seasons.
I mean, who are you really like? Who are you impressed by? Gary Trent Jr. He's kind of a gamble out signing. Torian Prince is gonna play a role that he's familiar with, so I think he'll have a better season. But other than that, I don't know. I'm not really sold on the Bucks.
Yeah. Oh, they actually lost Giannis. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, they signed. They lost AJ Johnson too. Yeah, they got Torian Prince. They didn't have any money, but the Gary Trent Jr. is a signing that really surprised everyone. He took
Yeah,
less
because
money
his
to be
value is
with
like
them.
his value has dropped like crazy, right?
Hmm.
So that's what my thing is like, dog. They're just taking gambles, and if they pay off, good for the Bucks. But dude, it's like I don't know, for a contender with a lot less money, and I don't even know if you could call the Bucks contenders.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
just
They're
like,
old. They're very old. They lost. I didn't even know they had Gallinari on the team. They lost him,
yeah,
and they lost Jay Crowder also, and they let go
Giannis
of
is a
Pat
free
Bev.
agent.
Huh?
Giannis is a free agent.
Yeah. He's not on the team anymore.
Oh wow.
And Malik Beasley, they lost him to the Pistons.
Also, did you see Charles Barkley's statement about Giannis?
Yeah, matter of fact, I had that in the notes. Yo,
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Might as well make that transition.
wait. So, what's the situation with Barkley and what did he say about the
Hey, Barkley had some whack opinion calling Giannis limited, and just saying that going downhill 1-on-5 just doesn't work. I feel like it discredits Giannis Antetokounmpo's game. While he credited his personality and work ethic, but I just don't know. Like that kind of statement, I feel like is old, bro.
he said that
I think it's a lazy analysis.
him going downhill just doesn't work. Now, one thing I would say with Charles Barkley before we hit a bite, I would agree that it's gonna get harder, man, because the league right now there's just too many. There's too many good players. I don't want to say there's stars, but there's too many players off. Well, I should say the players off the bench. They're definitely more talented. Like the role men of the team, maybe the fourth scorer. Defensively, there's a lot of 3-and-D guys, man. You could take a look
Yeah,
at
100%.
even the Pelicans, the way they're designed. They got guys that are like fourth, fifth options that in other teams that other teams would die to have those guys. But let's take a look at what Charles Barkley had to say.
Giannis has to get better as a basketball player.
Well, he's training with Drew Hanlon this year, apparently.
Yeah, but that's just going downhill 1-on-5 is not going to work.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. And he's a terrific player and terrific kid, but he's got to get better as a basketball player. So no, I'm not a Milwaukee guy.
Now, Charles Barkley, he's right. And let me just say this first. The superstars of the league, like the legends like Barkley and Jordan, sometimes when they speak, they're talking about the playoffs. They're talking about the deeper rounds. So when he says going 1-on-5 downhill doesn't work, he's right. It doesn't work past the second round. Going into the conference finals, going into the finals, because teams normally have 5 to 6 guys who are locked in defensively, like they're in sync. So he's right about that, but he didn't word it that way. He just made it sound like some regular season shit, but that's really what he's talking about. Conference finals and NBA finals. He's right. It's not going to work.
Yeah, but I think Giannis, like his 2001 run, right? Especially against the Suns, he was able to dominate. But I don't think that was 1v5. I think Giannis, one thing he has is a lot of good playmaking. He can push the floor, get rebounds. Like he has a lot to his game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But come playoff time, even the whole idea of the wall, like when is the last time that honestly worked?
Yeah,
like what?
But going back,
Miami Heat.
But going back to that playoff series, that's when the league was still transitioning to what it is today. Like if you look at the talent that came in since then in every draft, there's been a bunch of 3-and-D really good guys coming in. Like there's a lot of them. It's not like a few. There's like a lot of Paul George archetypes, not necessarily with the Paul George talent, but with the Paul George defense for sure.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So going up against well, going into the higher rounds nowadays, you're gonna meet a team that has like 4 of those on a team, and I don't know if you can go downhill against 4 guys. Like I'm gonna use for example like the Boston Celtics. You got Drew Holiday, Tatum, Brown. You got Derek White. You got Hauser that played decent defense. They got multiple guys that are defending decently, and they're all in sync. So that's really what Barkley's talking about. And then you can even look at the Minnesota Timberwolves are built the same way. They have numerous guys that could defend.
On the East side, there's a lot of players like that too. You look at the Pacers; they have a ton of guys like that. A lot of teams have those kind of guys. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't know.
Well,
I think with Giannis,
I wouldn't say the Pacers. I would say the Celtics.
Why can't you say the Pacers?
I would say Philly does more than the Pacers.
Okay, yeah, Philly's fair.
Yeah, I would say the Philly, Boston, and Orlando. Yes.
What about
Orlando?
Double big
especially Orlando. Say that again.
What about Cleveland? Especially with what's his name again?
Cleveland.
Evan Mobley, Allen. Yeah.
If those guys get in a groove where the whole team is in sync, yeah, that's what Barkley's talking about. Going downhill against guys like that, a group, that shit is gonna be hard.
Yeah, but I think also Giannis is good enough to draw in players, right? So he can create 3-point shots for other players if it goes in for them. Especially with Dame, I believe it'll make his job a lot easier.
It will, but remember they have Doc Rivers as the coach. I wonder if his imagination, as far as coming up with offensive schemes, is gonna be suffice, man. And also, is Dame ready to carry that load, man, with Giannis? Dame better be ready, man, because this is his time. He's gonna have to step it up.
Good, he has to. He's like, what, 31, 32? Like, he doesn't have long in his peak. This is his best chance to actually win a championship.
Mm-hmm. And they really got blessed with Gary Trent Jr. signing with them for that minimum. That is a
100%.
blessing. Like, they really lucked out with that. But they won 49 games last year. So even with the coaching changes, the kind of struggles getting the fit and sync, they kind of, they still won 49 games. But it was very interesting during media day that Giannis and Dame said that they really haven't practiced together all off season. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that to me was kind of, very, very, very telling, man. Because I'm just like, hey, this is y'all time, man. It's either you guys are gonna go or
that's
not.
That's like the most ridiculous part to me. Why would he admit that?
I don't know. Something tells me those two are not really on the same page like we thought they would be.
Yeah.
Didn't Giannis get married recently?
Nah, I don't know. Like, Christian culture, I believe, is like reaffirming vows. I don't know if that's a Christian culture. That's a common thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like, the team was there. Giannis, Dame wasn't there. Like, I don't know. It might be too much to be looking into, but it just seemed like Giannis during that All-Star game where he picked Dame first. The excitement is different nowadays. It's different when the pressure kicks in.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, bro. Because you don't have, like, now he's looking at it as I'm picking up more of the load, right? Defensive load.
But I'm gonna still give it up to Giannis. I still have him as like top 3 in the league. So
me too.
They do have baby Shaq, so it's that does play a huge difference. But the only thing is, like, Brook Lopez, man, it's just such a slow center playing drop back coverage. A lot of the teams in the East, they can kill you now because with Towns coming into the conference, now he has to deal with Embiid. He has to deal with a KP, Jason Tatum pick and roll. Embiid Maxey pick and roll, now Brunson Towns pick and roll. That's a lot of coverage for the Bucks to cover. That's a lot for the Bucks to deal with when they have Damian Lillard, who has poor perimeter defense historically, and then you have Brook Lopez playing drop back center. So how is that gonna work?
But there's a lot of questions with the Bucks, right? I feel like that the re-signing of Brook Lopez, it was a shoot in the foot because now he's dealing with back spasms, right? And a big man dealing with back spasms never ends well.
Yeah. Never ends well.
Never. Bro, Murray got paid, man, despite having a bad offseason. That surprised me. I thought the Nuggets would be much more conservative in giving him an extension, maybe hoping he'd make an All-Star team or something. But it seems like they're very quick to extend him this fast. You know what I mean? It seems like they're committed to the Jokic Murray duo.
Now, here's a question I have about that extension, right? Because he hasn't really made an All-Star team or All-NBA team. So the max that he probably got was a lesser max. Because they call them all
Yeah.
now the max, but the max for everybody is different. You had, depending on how many All-NBA teams you made in the past couple of years, All-Star appearances, etc. So Murray hasn't made any of that. So the max that he signed for is technically a discount. You know what I mean? It's technically a discount. Because what? He's 27. Let's just say if Luka was eligible for the same max at the same age, his max would be completely different. We're talking about multiple first All-NBA teams, All-Star appearances. That's a different number. That's a different percentage you get to take into the cap. So, yeah, they probably got him at a decent rate, especially with the cap going up every year. That's gonna make a difference. But Murray, it's shocking that this guy doesn't have more accolades for
But he hasn't been all that healthy throughout his career too, bro.
yeah, not that many accolades to really show.
No.
Not so many
I think
All-Star
he had
appearances.
that one run in 2023 has really carried him right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then the bubble run too.
The bubble run, of course.
The bubble run. I mean, this guy doesn't really have that many individual like seasons where you're like, okay, he killed it.
West itself is so stacked. It's very hard for me to like. Who can I really put him over? Like, I think De'Aaron Fox is a better player. Kyrie, Luka, Harden still to this day is a better player. But there's just the talent pool. Steph Curry, the talent pool is too crowded, man.
Yeah, and then also I'm looking at him right here. Murray has never made the All-Star team.
No.
That shit is crazy. That's got to be
And
his
I don't
second.
even know if he'll ever make it in his career.
Yeah, it's got to be his almost second max type deal, and no All-Star appearances. Very interesting. No All-NBA appearances. Just a rookie All-Second team. That's it.
Yeah.
That's. And you see, this is the conundrum for guys like Randle and Rudy Gobert, guys who are eligible to get more money, that are productive. They did it. They have individual awards, all NBA teams, and everyone's saying, hey, you're not worth the money. But then you look at Jamal Murray, he doesn't have none of those accolades. And these guys have multiple All-Star appearances, multiple All-NBA, multiple Defensive Players of the Year. And you're supposed to tell these guys, no, you don't qualify for the money he has, or at least somewhere around it. I've never seen the league like this before. They used to be like tiers, and the tiers made sense. But nowadays, they want guys who perform above and beyond to take discounts.
100%, bro. Every team, like with the cap space, right? A lot of teams are trying to find ways to make sure that a deal they can, like, make sure a player that they can get for cheap, right? Let's say right now Jamal makes an All-Star team. That money they paid him, regardless, bro. It's like it's worth it, right? At the end of the day, because you got him for dirt cheap, or you got him for a bargain price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I also wonder, is Jamal's people confident in that? Like, he'll remain healthy? Like, that's one thing I wonder myself. Because what made him that quick to sign an extension?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that they're saying that the Westbrook signing has a lot to do with motivating Jamal Murray, keeping him a little bit more fiery. Because the Nuggets right now, they don't have like a Draymond Green type guy on the team. A guy that's gonna be barking around, talking shit. They don't really have that. So I don't know. This is the second max deal this guy is signing for, and he does not even have an All-Star or All-NBA appearance.
But he has an awesome reputation for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's just, and then for Julius Randle to walk into negotiations and they're telling him to take a pay cut, or anybody else, I don't want to say Laurie Marketing, but who's another player? for example, you could say this is interesting. Oh, Aaron Gordon too. Aaron Gordon, he's up for an extension. They're gonna have to pay him. Paul, you look at Paul George, even though the Clippers lowballed him, how can he take lesser money? It's just it doesn't make any sense. Like there's got to be a tier. There's got to be. It's almost like nowadays with the league, there's too many different max contracts, but they keep saying it like it's all the same. Oh, he signed for a max contract. No, he signed for his version of a max contract.
For his tier max contract.
Yeah, it's
Jokic tier max contract is different from a Jamal Murray tier max contract.
Correct, but that's not the way it gets reported. That's not the way they get. It's almost like even the salaries. The salaries get it's the before tax number. It's not the after tax or paying agents. It's just a very interesting way the national media covers the league or writes down shit. This is very, very interesting. Let me see. Nas Reed. Yeah, so going back to the T-Wolves. Now you look at Nas Reed. How much money is he gonna ask for? Because remember, the T-Wolves just paid what's his name? They just paid that rookie.
McDaniel. No,
yes.
McDaniels?
Yeah, McDaniels.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, he has impact, but he doesn't have the sort of the same metrics Nazi has. So
yeah, no, I mean, dude, he's gonna get paid more than Jaylen McDaniels, bro.
But you see, okay, so going back, that means Randle got to be out, because right now,
Randle's gonna be out. I don't see a future where the Hornets are keeping Randle long term. I think Randle is gonna be on a different team this time next year.
Yeah, because right now with them, if they keep everyone on the team, they're past the second apron. And if
Randle doesn't even fit the timetable for this team, to be honest with you.
No, yeah, he does.
I don't think he does.
He does, because let's say they gave him a 3-year deal.
Yeah, dude, my thing is, I would rather
33. He'll be 33 by the end of it. He's still in his prime.
I would rather keep Nas Reed than I would rather keep Julius Randle because of age. I think with Anthony Edwards, he's a guy not even in his prime yet. So why surround him with older talent? That's gonna, like, we don't know how long Julius Randle can really keep it up at an elite level, you know?
I don't know. It's been fairly consistent with Randle though.
Yeah, I know, but look at the injuries, bro. Like, at some point they add up, right?
Yeah, the injuries, they're starting to add up.
Yeah,
it's starting to add up, and that's the same thing for Towns. With Towns, like, the injuries for the Knicks is starting to add up. Before he left the T-Wolves.
Or Towns, did he have? I don't think he has a track record of history that I can remember of.
In the past few years, yeah, he's missed some stretches.
Oh yeah, he did miss a significant amount of time last season.
Yeah, he's missing some stretches. But
then,
potentially the amount of players that have to make decisions whether they want to opt in or decline their player option. You got Jimmy.
Yeah.
Who else? Rudy, Kyrie, James Harden. It's crazy. James Harden still doesn't have a deal.
What did you think about Jimmy Butler coming into the media day like all serious and coming in much more mature? You think like those subtle shots that Pat Riley was making really worked on him?
Nah, I mean, at the end of the day, dudes are trying to get their money. It's like Ben Simmons. All of a sudden, Ben Simmons put together a better package, talking about, yeah, he's ready. He's ready to try to play better to get another contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. But Pat Riley let it be known during the offseason that they was going to take their time. And Miami's not, they're known for not paying players.
Oh, yeah, D-Wade in 2017.
Yeah, and they didn't even give D-Wade his money.
No, and that's when he took a pay cut for Bosh and LeBron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they built him a statue out there. So what the fuck they gonna do for Jimmy Butler? He just made 2 NBA Finals appearances versus the guy who's brought home at least 3. James Harden has been real interesting as of late.
Yeah.
James actually thinks that, the league actually caught up to him. I'm gonna play the soundbite. You check it out.
Say it again?
How have you adjusted to the style of the NBA?
I'm one of the people that the NBA had to adjust to. So, just being in here, being crafty, working on it, loving it.
Let me say this about James, man. It's not like the league had to adjust to Harden. They had to get rid of all the bullshit that he was on. The hooking of the arm, the jumping on and landing on a different, on a player. Remember how James Harden used to take those threes and then the way he would land sideways? The guy goes straight up for the shot and then lands sideways on someone's foot. They got rid of all that bullshit. And so it cut down on what he could get away with. The jumping behind a player to draw the foul that him and Trae Young used to love to do, or jumping into players and shooting. The league got rid of all that shit. And they started doing that back in 2021 after the bubble season. And that's when you seen Harden scoring started to take a nosedive when he was in Brooklyn. Not only he was in the Eastern Conference where it's more bump and grind, the league started dialing back some of the bullshit that he was on. And then a lot of it
became no calls.
Yeah, and then a lot of the off-arm action that he used to do last year, the league kind of tempered down on that. Him and SGA was pushing off dudes like crazy, and they kind of clamped down on that. So that's why we seen Harden not necessarily look like the old James Harden, because a lot of that came from hooking dudes. That was the worst. You remember that when he would turn and then hook somebody's arm and then shoot? That was you know what it is? That was a horrible style of basketball for fans to watch on television. Every 5 minutes.
It was very unpleasant because you're watching a guy go to the free throw line 20 times.
The game stops, no flow. The guy's putting up numbers with no flow to the game. And then he's taking a three going straight up, but the way he's landing sideways like a fucking cartoon character. It was ridiculous the way Harden played. But this season, Harden with Kawhi, we all know Kawhi's not going to play the whole season. We're going to see if Harden could actually turn up. He's going to have no excuse not to turn up to be kind of the old James Harden.
Bro, he has to be the old James Harden because they brought in guys who have to play off of some guy, who has to play off of a playmaker, right? So, Derek Jones Jr., Zubac, and Zubac just got extended too. Those guys need someone to play off of. So, because of that, if James Harden doesn't become 2017 James Harden, it's going to be a struggle for them, bro.
Mm-hmm. And he also spoke about him and Kawhi, how, Kawhi not being as healthy, he may have to take over, and him being the old Houston James Harden. Check it out.
It's definitely going to involve a lot of me. I'm home. I don't plan on going anywhere else. I want to leave a legacy. We need Kawhi later in the year and healthy. Whenever he's ready and available, he can take his time and join in. There was talk when I was in Houston. You can't win like that. You just saw a guy last season make the finals playing the same exact way I played. I saw it as addition by subtraction. More guys getting opportunities, including myself.
So he thinks his style of play could actually work because of Luka. But I don't think Harden realizes Luka, the way he plays, he's not turnover prone like James Harden. He actually makes better decisions. And he shoots more efficiently in the clutch, I should say. He's not scared of the big moment. But what do you think about that? Because it seems like he's comparing himself to Luka right there.
He's more physical, man.
Who, Luka?
Yes. Than prime James Harden.
Yeah, James Harden.
Luka gets in the post, he throws around his muscle. James Harden never really threw around his muscle outside of ref baiting.
Or pushing off with the off arm. James Harden, I'm not gonna lie, he's strong up top. I remember going to one of the Brooklyn Nets games. I was like, damn, I didn't know James Harden was he's big up top. He's strong.
No, he's a big dude.
Yeah, so he pushes off with his off arm all the time. That's why dudes are, especially on these drives. That's why they're backing up so much. But it's like those hooks is gone now. The jumping into players, the NBA has taken that away. The fact that he compares his style and Luka's style as if they're the same, and it's really not.
That's always been my criticism of the guy because he doesn't really use his body as he could, you know.
He
But I never felt like he uses his body properly, bro. With how big he is, he should be able to use his body and throw around guys.
Yeah, I'm just wondering his foot. He has great footwork like Jalen Brunson. I
Yes.
think he exploited the rules really good, and it caught up. Now I want to give James Harden credit for doing that. He exploited the rules. They caught up. Now let's see him pivot. Maybe he could find something else to exploit. But
I always felt like he should just go to the post, like play a little physical. But like with this recent health like record, I don't see if that's plausible anymore.
yeah, it's been quite some time since he went to Brooklyn, then Philly, then now back in the Clippers for the first year. We still haven't seen Houston James Harden. And I'm telling you, there's like a correlation with the NBA switching up the rules. Like when I say switching up the rules, the hooking, the jumping into players, he's not going to get those 20 plus free throws a game anymore.
Nah.
So is he going to be Luka like for real, where, okay, you're going to use efficient shooting, you're going to make smart decisions with the passing, not those boneheaded turnovers like 4 times in a row. Like he be careless with the pass, man, at times.
100%, dude. But I also blame Houston for it, bro. I feel like Houston gave him a lot of freedom.
Yeah, they did. But I don't know. This season, Harden has the perfect opportunity to go in because Kawhi, he's not gonna be playing all these games, man. Kawhi is trying to get into the postseason.
Yeah,
he's trying to get to his postseason. He's gonna be wearing his San Diego outfits and on the bench. He's gonna be chilling. You're gonna hear his laugh during April and May when it's playoff time. Yeah, man, this season is gonna be very fucking interesting. Very interesting because a lot of the middle teams in the Western Conference are like have question marks. Clippers, Suns. You know what I mean? Like a lot of teams in the middle have question marks. I don't want to put the Lakers and Golden State in that mix because they're not really part of that. I want to put a question mark on the Pelicans, a question mark on the Kings. You know, can the Kings how they're gonna play with DeRozan there? Like things are gonna be quite interesting over there.
but I was saying they like outside of DeRozan, you just had fillers.
Yeah, but they had the 13th pick in the draft. Like, why not move that? Because it doesn't even add up to your timeline. Like they added.
No, it doesn't because they got older.
Yeah, they added as many rookies as like kind of just polished players to this team, which is either they're trying to save money or the Kings might not be in it, man. It's very disappointing.
You're not sold on the Kings? I'm sold on the regular season. I'm not sold on their playoffs.
Yeah, I just don't think it's enough.
Like I don't see rim protection. I see them like dominating on offense, sure. I think guys like DeMar and Malik Monk, they'll make it fun. But other than that, I don't know. Like I'm not really like crazy about them.
All right, what about the Pelicans?
Unless like the Pelicans, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I like the Pelicans. Zion played great tonight, but I feel like it's still a lot of question marks with them, bro. Like, okay, will they able to thrive without a starting center? Will Zion stay healthy? And how will Brandon Ingram play now with DeJounte Murray and Zion most likely having the ball more in their hands?
Will CJ McCollum be willing to go to the bench?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Will CJ go to the bench? Jordan Hawkins, I feel like he's going to be a big step up. So they have a lot going for them, but they have a lot of question marks, bro.
Did CJ start that last game? Yeah, he did. Oh my god.
Yeah, he did. But dude, I don't see him staying a starter forever. Yeah, like I don't see him being a starter forever. Oh, Herb Jones is my guy. I fuck with Herb Jones heavy.
Now, didn't they lose a player to injury? They lost that that 3-and-D guy, no?
Herb?
Not Herb Jones. They're dealing with the injury, the Pelicans.
Yeah, they are already.
Who is it? It's not Herb Jones. Oh, Trey Murphy III.
Oh, Murphy's injured? Yeah, he's important.
Yeah, Trey Murphy III is injured.
I really like Trey Murphy III.
So he has a hamstring issue.
Yeah, he's gonna miss a month or so.
Didn't he have that issue last season before the season started?
I'm not sure.
Somebody for the Pelicans got. I think it was Herb Jones.
Yeah.
Somebody for the Pelicans last season. It was the same thing.
Yeah, the Pelicans, bro. You saw the meme like a couple days ago. They're like the most auralist team, and it is true about them, bro. I can't lie to you. Like, the Pelicans will be a playoff team, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, when are we seeing Zion have a good team?
True, but let me ask you this question. What is Zion averaging this year? He's gonna average 22 points a game again?
I think he's gonna average more.
I hope so, man, because he's the first overall pick. To be in year 6, averaging 22 points a game is crazy. He played 70 plus games.
He looks great this season, man.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, how long? We haven't seen that in forever.
We seen that last year.
Nah, he wasn't great last year. Health-wise, he wasn't great. He came in overweight.
Yeah, but how did he play 70 games then? 70 plus games.
Bro, he played himself into shape.
Yeah, but he didn't play good, man. Shaq,
no, he didn't play good.
Shaq played himself into shape and made the All-Star game.
You know what I'm saying? The way he played, like, it took him, towards April to finally play good? That's not a good look.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's
like, he showed he's not a guy who can play himself into shape. He has to be a guy who has to remain in shape, like, 12 months out the year.
Yeah, it's 6 years in.
Yeah.
And
but
my
I think
man's averaging 22 a game. Like, think about what you're saying. 6 years in, shows a lot of shape, averaging 22 a game. If his name wasn't Zion, like we would be talking very different.
Well, you think we'll talk bust? I don't think.
No, we wouldn't say bust, but we would say fucking up. Like, the conversation would be different. Like,
yeah, 100%, dude. I mean, think about it like this: a 4-point drop he had is not a good look.
Yeah, 70 plus games. So let's say he qualified for all NBA. He qualified for any individual awards. That's how many games he played. He qualified for all that, and he averaged 22 a game.
He had an underachieving season, but I think this season he could like work his value up, and I think that's what he's gonna do. I think Zion's came in much healthier. I think the team is a much better team for him. He won't have the response. Like, he'll have the ball in his hands. He'll get the ball in his hands. I think it'll be a much unselfish game.
Now, you think DeJounte Murray is now the point guard of the team, or it's just him and CJ?
I think it has to be DeJounte and Zion.
Yeah, because I don't know what about this team, why they played Murray and CJ. That sounds horrible.
No, it's a bad mix. I think it should be Zion and Murray. Hand passes, to be honest with you.
You mean like started off like a 2-man game?
Yeah, I think those two would be better in a 2-man game.
But that's the thing though. Nobody has to respect the Zion role. Like, or the Zion's always gonna roll like forward. He's never gonna like pop out.
Yeah, but he's a playmaker, right? So he can create opportunities for your shooting, like for your 3-and-D guys. Like, he'll open up shots for other players.
It's true, yeah. He's gonna have a gravitational pull towards him. But you know, this Zion thing, man, 6 years in, I gotta say, it's compared to the hype, it's kind of under.
There's a letdown. There's a letdown for sure, but he's still only like 24, so he has a long career ahead of him.
I hope so, man, because the more years that go by, to me, it just means more injuries.
100%. I get you on that, but I think like a large portion of his like question marks have been injuries, right? So I think this season he's coming in much healthier. He's coming in lighter. He looks better. He played the preseason like only 2 quarters, 16 points. He had a good like first preseason game.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting though? You look at the Knicks. They drafted R.J. Barrett in that same draft, but yet they were able to pivot off of him and actually build a team to contend. But imagine had they gotten Zion. That means like right now they would be stuck building some sort of clunky roster around him instead of just moving forward.
Yeah, 100%. But I also think Zion and Brunson, right, would have been a crazy duo. I think it would have been a lot better duo, to be honest with you.
But I don't think they could have built a team anywhere near where they're at right now if Zion was in New York. It wouldn't even
Yeah,
be close.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be close. Sometimes a star player can hinder a franchise. Like them trying to build around them is just like
Yeah.
it's clunky. Like the Pelicans, it looks like they've been struggling with that. Even the Murray trade, it's still clunky. Now CJ Murray, and then before you had
But
like
that's the
no
front
real
office problem,
scores.
bro.
Yeah, and then the Ingram thing. Like the Pelicans, they're too caught up in getting the best option available instead of what fits with their team. So Ingram, after the first year when Alonzo Ball was there, Ingram should have got traded, man. I don't know if he could did a sign and trade or something, or if he was extension eligible, but they should have moved off of him.
Yeah.
They waited too long. And I don't know what they were thinking because a Zion Ingram fit, that doesn't even sound right. Like,
No, it's ugly.
like that's almost like playing Bam with AD at the same time. Like for a full 82 games, like those are our starters, Bam and AD. It's like you have the same thing. Like,
Yeah. No, they're a weird roster, bro. That's the problem with the Pelicans since I think the inception of the team. They've been a weird roster and they haven't been healthy.
yeah, that health is I don't know, for the new generation, health seems like a big factor in them kind of leveling up.
I mean, you could say the same for LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets.
Now with the Charlotte Hornets, if Melo Ball doesn't stay healthy this season, it looks like the team, it could go to Brandon Miller.
It's going to Brandon Miller.
Yeah, it could go to Brandon Miller.
I like him a lot better.
But LaMelo got some things to prove. It's a little bit beyond the individual play style. He kind of plays.
I mean,
like
dude,
Jaylen
his peers
Green.
are passing him up.
Yeah, they're passing him up, but like with LaMelo, you can see the talent is there. It's just the way he's translated to the game, but also the fact that he got drafted to the Hornets, who don't necessarily have an identity. They're just drafting the next best available. But
Is that a good excuse? Because like, okay, let's look at
Yeah, but let me ask a question. Had LaMelo been on, let's say, I don't know, a more responsible team like the Spurs or any other team with a vision, you think he would still be playing the way he's playing?
But dude, look at Tyrese Halliburton, drafted in the Sacramento Kings, gets traded. Okay, so like he's had a rocky point since coming into the league. We could bring him up. Another one we could bring up is Anthony Edwards. The Timberwolves are in a situation that you just highlighted closer to the Zion Williamson situation where Karl Anthony Towns wasn't able to lead this team to a good record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what? These guys weren't in ideal situations, but they've been able to like flip it around, whether it's front office and they themselves their game and their availabilities, and I could say even maturity, they've been able to flip it around.
Yeah, but the Hornets just, you seen their coach last season. He was complaining about them not even playing defense, not even attempting to play defense. It's just like if LaMelo Ball went to the Miami Heat, you know, or he went to the Golden State Warriors, or he went, I can't even say the Warriors. He went to a team with an identity.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is a lot of these guys went to teams with no identity, right? And they've been able to make the most of it. So how much can you really blame identity? I just blame the player more at that point.
I still blame the franchise because the Hornets just have too much, historically, of having no direction. It's been too long. Like even right now with them having Brandon Miller, what's his name? The number 0 on the team, Miles Bridges, and LaMelo. What direction are they? You can't even say what direction are they trying to head right now. It doesn't even look like they're trying to build around those guys. It looks like they're just playing just to play, and then hopefully they land on a lottery. That's what it looked like.
I think they could be a play-in team, to be honest with you, bro.
Man, I didn't even think, bro. It don't look like. Have we seen?
I mean, can you name 10 teams better? Like, what's it called? Okay, I can name like 8 teams better, maybe, but I don't know about 10. And I think they could probably even sneak in.
Man, what are you talking about? The Hornets? The Hornets are like in that Washington Wizards, Detroit Pistons pool.
No way, man. I think they're better than
Yeah,
those
man.
two teams.
Look at last season. They won only 21 games.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying it's like that was without LaMelo Ball, their franchise player. But I'm saying it's with their franchise player, 2 lottery pick players, bro. Like no way I put them in the same category as the Pistons and the Wizards.
Man, I got them fighting for a play-in seed at number 10 or 9.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's just we never got that vibe from the Hornets. Like, yo, we're trying to compete and make the playoffs and do this, that. You never really get that. It's almost like they're just playing just to play. They're just playing just to play.
Yeah.
There's no real sense of direction. Like, yo, they got rid of a couple people last season, but I don't know. It's just you don't really see the direction. It just looks like we're doing what the Pistons do. Next best player available, and then we'll make it work afterwards. But we need to get
that's
the
exactly
name.
what it is.
Like Miles Bridges, why? To me, they should have never re-signed him. It's not even he doesn't deserve the money or anything like that. It's just they should have just used the space to kind of figure out how to build around LaMelo and Brandon Miller.
Because but they didn't sign him for crazy. They signed him for an affordable deal. So like, what's the point? Like, why wouldn't you just re-sign him if you could get him on an affordable deal?
Yeah, I still feel like they could have did something better with that money. Like for example, like they could have found like a Josh Hart archetype. Like, look how Josh Hart, when he first came to the Knicks, a player that it was basically a journeyman. He came to that team, even though that team had a highly disciplined coach. You know, they had Brunson, they had good leadership. Yo, he impacted that team like crazy. So can you imagine if the Hornets actually went out and got a player like that, like a Marcus Smart?
But they wouldn't know how to
archetype?
use him. A guy like Josh Hart, they wouldn't know how to use him. Like, that's just what it is. Like, you're talking about an incompetent team. But the thing with Miles Bridges is he's talented, right? Like, he's one of the more talented players. But the thing is, he can't get his head right. So, like, why not keep at him, right? And they got both parties got nothing to lose. I think Miles will probably get less money from another franchise. And the Hornets, they're not getting any better talent.
Yeah, it's just the Pelicans were originally the Hornets, and then the Hornets got a new expansion team, right? Something like that.
It was the Hornets were an original team in the 90s. But then they went to New Orleans, and then the Bobcats were formed.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
So the Hornets, and Jordan was there for so many years, nothing happened.
Yeah. Now it's like some real estate Mongols, or I don't know, Mughals, I believe.
Yeah, Moguls.
They own it.
Yeah. The Moguls out there, they probably want to get their money back. They spent, I think, like almost $3 billion on that team.
Yeah, everyone's spending a bill on these teams, bro.
Yeah, but
that's like even these mediocre franchises are getting spent a bill on.
Yeah, but now, like, eventually these guys are gonna want their money back.
Well, I mean, dude, who wouldn't, right?
No,
you want
eventually not necessarily get their money back. They want to be profitable. I should say that.
100%, and that's why they invested in a new like front office and new head coach. I actually like their new head coach. It was the guy from the Charles Lee from the Celtics run.
But I don't know the LaMelo Ball experience. I just say like they don't have enough around those guys. Like look at the difference with Wemby and San Antonio.
Yeah.
They're picking up Harrison Barnes. They're getting CP3. You could tell that they're now. It's not necessarily about the talent, even though these guys are past their prime. It's about putting Wemby in a framework where he has to obey. Like, yo, stop. You can't really fuck up on these stupid turnovers no more. We're trying to win the game, while at the same time you're trying to get your same 20 points per game or whatever you got. But at the same time, you're trying to put it around a winning framework. Like, that's the part LaMelo Ball is missing. And Brandon Miller to a degree. Even though this is only his second year, this is what they're missing around them. Guys are going to kind of put their feet to the fire. Yo, get your 20 points per game this way.
That's why you bring in a guy like Grant Williams, and you bring in a guy like Seth Curry. And Grant Williams, he was respected in the Celtics run, right? So he's clearly a guy and I think he's one of the heads of the NBA like union. What's the NBA union called, bro?
Yeah, you're right. He is one of the reps, but I don't
Yeah.
know. They're just missing. They're missing something because they're missing a framework. You can see it's almost like a house with no foundation. They just start building random shit. And it's
Hold
like
on,
it's
let me
not
see.
even gonna hold up.
Like I do like their veteran signings. I can't lie to you. I think Seth Curry, a guy that's from there, Grant Williams is also from Charlotte. Those guys don't make a difference, especially with keeping like kind of the locker room together, which they've been missing forever.
It's just damn.
Like
Even Michael Jordan couldn't save that franchise. I don't know.
man, Michael Jordan, that's the same guy who drafted Kwame Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Where is the Hornets right here? So yeah, I mean, dude, I think Taj Gibson, those guys are gonna be good locker room guys that you want. I mean, Taj Gibson, you saw him in New York. He was able to help the locker room big time.
And speaking of guys in a contract year, you saw D'Angelo Russell had apologized for the way he was complaining about, operating in the Lakers system last year.
Bro, from me and I'm gonna be honest, bro, D'Angelo Russell, he has to show it. Like I think throughout his career, he's apologized for some bullshit. I can't lie to you.
Man, I think he's just apologizing because it's a contract year. It's the same thing like Ben Simmons. All of a sudden, he's on his P's and Q's. Like this is D'Angelo Russell was right about his complaints though. He wasn't lying. Like the role that they want him in, he doesn't fit. I don't even know why they even took him on. They should have got Mike Conley in that trade. But instead they skipped on that. Like it's a lot of clunkiness to this team, but let's just hear what Russell had to say.
Just trying to be, selfless. Obviously, I want to apologize to all the fans out there that obviously saw me not hold myself accountable throughout the year, not be as professional as I would like to be the whole time. And if I've become a distraction in any way, I want to apologize for that for the past. But in the future, just looking forward to being here, winning here, being a part of this new everything. It just feels new around here, and super excited for it.
Nah, I don't believe him, bro.
Yeah, me neither. I don't believe him because the role that like LeBron is a small forward. That's what he's listed as when you look at the Lakers starting lineup or any starting lineup that LeBron has ever been on in Miami and Cleveland. But yet this other guard's listed as the point guard. But LeBron, we all know LeBron is the point guard. So
point forward.
He's the point guard, basically. He's playing in the perimeter. This guy never takes his big ass body down low, even though he's bigger than everyone else. You can even see in the Olympics. In the Olympics, on the offensive end, LeBron was dancing around the perimeter, getting passes, making assists. He never played off ball. He never played outside of that framework. And he's doing the same thing right here with the Lakers. D'Angelo Russell is upset about that. He does not thrive in that catch and shoot role. That's what they want him to do. And he does not thrive in that.
Yeah.
But again, it's that contract year where players, it's almost like they put on their best church clothes and then, they're trying to act all nice and shit. Like, this is an interesting conundrum, man. The Lakers find themselves in because, man, Bronny James might get a better contract than D'Angelo Russell this season. Because it seems like the Lakers are all about that. Simmons is another guy in a contract year that's trying to figure things out. But he put together his stimulus, his usual stimulus package early in the season, letting everyone know what he's been working on. But we all know it's bullshit. We all know it is bullshit. Let's see what
dude, this possibly could be like his last season if Vince Simmons doesn't get his shit right.
I don't know. Let's just see what he had to say.
And as of right now, you'll be available on opening night.
So compete and play. Yep, ready to go.
We talked to Cam Thomas. We talked to Cam Johnson. We were just discussing this, and they said you at the top and healthy, 100% is going to make this team work like a well-oiled engine.
I think people forget, me as a player when I'm healthy. I can play basketball. I'm pretty good, right? So for me, it's just being consistent with that and staying on top of my body and just getting better every day and staying in the gym with these guys.
Yo, Saeed, did you forget?
Bro, I feel like I've heard this previous offseason, bro.
Did you forget? I think everybody fucking forgot, man. Come on.
Yeah. Bro, Ben Simmons, bro, I think I was in high school the last time Ben Simmons played a full season.
Man, I lived in Brooklyn. I even know Ben Simmons was in Brooklyn. Like
Bro.
that's how foregone this guy is, man.
I don't even think people rep Ben Simmons like that. I remember there was a time Colin Coward, I believe the FS1 guy, he's like, oh, dude, Ben Simmons, LeBron, you can retire today. Ben Simmons is taking over. Now we're talking about, is Ben Simmons playing next season?
Man, right now,
And he's only, what, 27?
I think so. Let's see how much money they owe him, because this guy is just, it's like he takes all his money and spends it on Fashion Nova to show up to the games and sit on the bench.
Yeah.
His drip be crazy going to these
Oh,
games.
he's 28.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you could tell he buys expensive shit, bro. They're not Walmart clothes or Macy's clothes.
Yeah, but he's wearing like bright green colors, and I'm like, yo, bro, man, you gotta play, man. You can't just be showing up, especially in New York, man. You can't be showing up looking like you going to the Met Gala and then
looking like a Christmas tree, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, Ben Simmons, wow, 28. He wasted a lot of years.
Bro, I think he wasted that whole contract.
That's crazy, man. Do you think Golden State gonna take a chance on him?
Fuck, dude, I don't know any team that would take a chance. I mean, dude, let's be honest. Ben Simmons, his back is fucked. He can't drive into the rim. He can't shoot. How exactly is Ben Simmons gonna create for others? At first, how he used to create for others is driving to the rim, right, and kicking out. I don't think teams give a shit that much about Ben Simmons to like force him to take the pass. They'll just dare him to shoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Ben, I'm just wondering if the Golden State is desperate enough to take a chance on him.
Yeah,
because they're gonna need perimeter defense, but they just need like almost like a.
Is Ben still a good defender?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he probably still is, because that's something that he had. It was all off of instinct. Like, he was really good at that. Like, that's just who he is.
But I'm only asking because I haven't seen him play basketball in.
I seen him in the 2 games last year that I've seen of him, and his defense was good. Like, that's something natural to him. But as far as like his overall just package, it just seems so nonchalant, like him not even giving a fuck.
What about his passing abilities? Are teams still closing in on him, or are you still like, are they just letting him drive?
You know, the 2 games I seen it with him, he was playing against a real shitty team, so I can't really judge their
take
defense.
it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I can't really judge their defense, but the league, I'm not gonna lie, has caught up to Ben, because there's a lot of Ben Simmons archetypes. You can even look at Sohan. Like, I mean, defensively. I'm not talking about his offense or anything. Like, just defensively, like so many 6'8" guys who could play defense. So Ben might be more subconscious about taking those shots now.
Oh, 100%. Dude, the league passed up Ben Simmons, and it's Ben Simmons' fault. For a guy built like this, for a guy as strong as he is, he should have been a top 5 player in the league.
Yeah, and then him and Embiid should have went a lot further than what they did. Even in 2019, like when they lost to Kawhi.
I mean, 2021.
Yeah, it's just too many trips to the playoffs where they, it's shocking that they were eliminated. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how the fuck they're eliminated all the time
without a conference finals.
It's not even the fact that they get eliminated; it's how they get eliminated. There's barely a fight.
Yeah,
it's almost like, oh, they ran into the Celtics. Oh, it's okay, 4-2. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really. It's only that one time I believe they had a 7-game series with the Celtics, but I don't think Ben Simmons was part of that.
No, that was Harden.
Yeah, that was Harden. Yeah, that Ben Simmons wasn't part of that. Yeah, you see, and imagine if the 76ers had just chose Jimmy Butler over Ben Simmons. You remember when Jimmy left? They had Tobias Harris, Jimmy, Ben, and they had Embiid. Imagine they just kept everybody, got rid of Ben.
And JJ Redick too, I believe.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they kept everyone, but they got rid of Butler. But had they just switched it, get rid of Ben, kept everyone. Not only that, they would have re-signed Jimmy, got draft picks or something else for Ben, and they would have been Gucci.
They would have got some solid role players too.
Yeah, because Jimmy Butler, after he left Philly, he brought the Heat to the finals 2 out of 3 years.
Yeah.
With lesser talent. So it's just, even though Bam is kicking ass, I don't want to downplay Bam. He's kicking ass, but it's just like, man, it's like Philly really, and this is another problem I have. Sometimes teams don't know when to weave off their draft picks, and this is where I give the Knicks credit for weaving off of RJ Barrett early, because it's like when you see it's hard for you to build around this player, it might be time for you to move off him. You see that the player's already peaked.
If we get a better player, you know, a guy in his prime who can help right now, like OG Anunoby, that's what you do.
Yeah, because sometimes it's confusing when you have players that are kind of like tweeners, like a combo guard or a person who's like a small forward but not big enough to defend power forwards. Like when you have these tweeners and it's hard to build around them and they're not producing at the same fucking time, you got to know when to move off them, man. You got to know when to move off them. That shit kills you in the long run. So, yeah, it's almost like Brandon Ingram. He's one of those tweeners. You know, not really a power forward, doesn't rebound.
Same draft class too, by the way.
Yeah, he doesn't rebound. He doesn't shoot threes. He's not a catch and shoot. There's too many. He's always in between, like taking long mid range. It's like, man, you gotta move off those guys. Like, you gotta know when to pivot. Pelicans actually held on to him way too long.
Way too long.
Yeah, way too long. You got Zion.
And they cut off Josh Hart. Yeah.
You're right. And they let go of Josh Hart. Can you imagine they still had Josh Hart with all these 3-and-D wing guys? Oh
that'd be fun. Imagine them running Zion and Hart running together. Oh shit, dude. Yeah. Bro, I see Bruce Brown. That's the name I'm always interested in, bro. Since his 2023 run.
Bruce Brown, the one that's in Orlando? No, where is he now?
In Toronto.
Oh, he's in Toronto.
You have him in your notes. Not sure he'll command $20 million plus annually in his next deal, but the 28-year-old could get traded and be a big impact on winning. Yo, how would you feel?
Oh, yeah. He's in a contract year. He's in a contract year.
Let me ask you, how would you feel if somehow the Knicks make it work and get him? Like, that would make the Knicks probably like NBA champions, bro. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, I don't see Toronto doing that. I was even shocked Toronto made the trade for OG. But you never know. That's what I'm saying,
but that would be so badass.
Let me see Bruce Brown. What's his number?
Now, I don't know how his contract works, but I'm just saying, like, ideally, dude, that'd make the Knicks, like, no discussions, like, titles champions in my heart.
Oh, wow. Toronto's way under the cap.
Yeah. And I don't see them extending Bruce Brown.
Yeah, he has a team option for this year. But the Raptors, they're way under. They're not even into the tax at all. So they could.
Yeah, they have a lot of young guys.
Yeah, they're probably going to lose him for nothing. But I don't see how the Knicks would trade him and make the numbers work. It would make the Knicks even thinner.
Yeah, that's why I don't like.
Like Bruce Brown's at $23 million.
Yeah, but you guys don't have a 6-man on the team right now. Like Bruce would be an ideal 6-man.
Man, those numbers would not. You would have to trade Mitchell Robinson and probably Deuce.
That's not that bad.
It's not that it's not bad or great. It's just the bench just keeps getting thinner and thinner.
Yeah.
The Knicks, in order to fix that, they would have to have like 2 draft picks that they were already building up, and they could use as serviceable guys that are like 4 years out of college. They don't have nothing like that. They only have Tyler Kolek, but he's small.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's who knows, man. The way teams been making trades. The Knicks traded with the enemy, the Raptors, and they traded with the other enemy, the Nets.
Brooklyn, yeah.
So, I can't put anything past them.
Leon Rose knows how to make a deal.
Yo, did you see Russell Westbrook in media day?
Yeah.
Like, he kind of like alluded to like, oh, the Nuggets are actually playing me in my position. It's almost like he's shitting on the previous places he was at, like throwing a little shade, I should say.
No, to be honest,
It was unique. They just didn't put me in a position to make it unique. You know, I was in a position where I was playing not my position, and being able to be here and Coach Malone allowed me to be able to use my speed, use my transition skill to be able to make other guys better. Makes the game easy for everybody surround me, and that's what I love to do best.
I'm not gonna lie, Russell Westbrook really has he's really grown into his like role, like, you know what I mean, like the role that teams want him to play, being that hustle guy.
Yeah.
I never thought he would do that. I thought he would just still jack up shots.
You thought you'd go down like Carmelo?
Yeah, like why the hell I gotta? Like, I'm a former MVP. I'm a former
Yeah.
triple double man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Westbrook is really this is interesting, man, because he doesn't fit in with what the fuck they do.
Bro, he hasn't fit in. I don't think he fits in Denver. I don't think he fits in LA. But I thought the Clippers, they made the most out of him. Like, I don't know what this grievance with that was.
The grievance was probably the way Paul George and Kawhi got treated. Because remember, Westbrook is a guy who he goes hard all the time. He's at practice. He works out hard. He takes the game serious. That's one thing. Like, he loves the game. That's one thing everyone can respect about Westbrook. You know, he's gonna go ham. Like, if he's not injured, he's playing. Like, these other guys, they're a little bit more pampered.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if he was kind of disappointed about the way they treated the game. Because I remember Westbrook had mentioned that about James Harden when he was in Houston. Like, the way James Harden approached the game, being late for like these game film sessions. Westbrook wasn't happy about that, about James Harden just showing up whenever he wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are gonna be interesting times for the Nuggets, man. Interesting time for a lot of these teams right now, because that Western Conference, man, that should change fast. First it was Jokic coming out of nowhere, taking over, and then now you seeing a lot of young guns, and then eventually we all know Wemby's gonna come out of nowhere and he's gonna be up there.
Yeah. But I think the Nuggets are just an interesting situation, because right now we're looking at, I think I put in one of the notes too. Let me scroll up. Christian Brown and this other guy they're trying to promote up in the starting lineup. He came off the bench too. Man, I can't find this note.
Who? Let me see.
Christian Brown and Julian Strother, right? They're both fighting for a starting position. So the Nuggets itself, it's going to be a team that has to figure out throughout the season on who's going to start, who's going to do this, who's going to do that.
Let me see. The Nuggets, damn, they're already like at 177.
Yeah.
They kind of saved a little money this offseason. The only thing is that Aaron Gordon, his contract is going to be up. He has a player option. You're right, Christian Braun. Yeah, they lost too many bench guys.
And Julian Strotner.
Yeah, and one of the rookies got injured during summer league, I believe.
So my thing with the Nuggets is like they have a lot of questionable roles in general, which will come into question on will they be good, will they be bad, like how exactly will have they lost their steps since losing KCP? There's a lot of questions with that team.
Yeah, if you look at their offseason, they signed about, let me see, 2, 4. Damn, they signed 7 rookies. My God.
Yeah.
They signed, and then 2 undrafted players. Wow. Yeah, they're really not trying to hit that they're really not trying to hit that second apron at 188. Wait, they re-signed DeAndre Jordan too. Okay.
Yeah, they're kind of their Giannis has one.
They need the Pat Riley stimulus package. They need that Jaime Jaquez. You know, they need those type of players that come out of nowhere and
just like step up big, you know?
Yeah, like what's the other dude that went to Cleveland that left Miami? Caleb Martin or whatever, like one of them.
Caleb.
Yeah, or the one that went to the
Strauss.
Lakers. Yeah, Strauss.
Max Strus.
Yeah, Strus. Yeah. And what's his name? The one that gave Vincent. They need like
Gabe
those
Vincent,
type of players.
Caleb Martin who went to Philly.
Mm-hmm. That's what I noticed the Knicks started doing. They started getting players who can kind of fill around what Towns provides by spacing out the floor. That Shamit guy, even though he's been in the league for a minute, He's shooting lights out in that first preseason game. Like his
Yeah.
jumper was money. Like they're looking for guys where they tell them what they need them to do. Because you know all these teams now they're using analytics, so they're like, hey, we need you to be this guy. Can you? And then they'll send their scouts out. We need to find this type of player. Because I didn't know Landry Shamet shoots almost 40% from three most of his NBA career.
Yeah, but his defense is what put him onto the hot seat, or to make sure that he doesn't get signed on the big deals.
But now they have OG and Mikal to back him up with that.
Yeah, and he'll be like a 10th option, so there's not much of a requirement for him to be a good defender.
Speaking of another player here, look at Zach Lavine. He actually finally accepted his fate of just, kind of being that player that's going to kind of usher in the young guys and just accept that the Bulls are rebuilding. And it's almost like he knows it's over. Like, I'm just going to collect this $50 million like John Wall and kind of help the young guys now.
What else can he do?
Yeah, I kind of hate when NBA franchises go through this. Like, you see the player in his prime, but yet he becomes like the vet that's training guys as if he's on his way out. Like, that shit sucks. Like, to see Blake Griffin, John Wall, there's just so many guys, man. You saw their careers kind of go down that path. But let's
be Bradley Beal in Washington.
Yeah, Bradley Beal almost turned into that. Thank God he got the fuck up out of there. But
a lot of players become that.
Let's take a look at what Zach Lavine had to say.
I got it first. I want to thank everybody. Obviously, I'm very happy to be back here. Extremely happy to be back. In training camp. It's been a long summer. Fully healthy, but I'm excited to come back here, compete. I've had a lot of learning to do and watched a lot of film, so I'm excited to be able to play offensively, defensively, whatever role they put me in. I'm excited for that. It's when you go through a long off season like I have, you get to learn a lot about yourself and the company you keep. I have an extremely well support system, and I think that with everything that I learned, there's times you need to speak and there's times that you don't. I had probably how long until I talked to you guys? I was talking to you guys in February of last year. Whenever there's something that needs to be said, it'll come from Zach Lavine or my representation. There's a lot of thoughts and rumors, opinions about me, about the organization. So just know whenever it needs to come from me or them, you'll know it'll be from them. I think Rich talked one time, and this is my first talk time to you, so everything else you can take with a grain of salt, with false narratives or whatever it may be. I think going forward, the best way to handle, a lot of this stuff is I'm in a great situation, a great headspace. I'm fully healthy right now, which I don't take for granted. Anything negative that will try to pin me, the organization, rumors, drama, whatever it is, I leave that in the past. I'm focusing a lot on this camp right now, going forward on, this team and helping, learning, and just having a good time. I think that's something that's not talked about enough is, when you need to have good energy, only give into that. I don't want to keep talking about the past or anything because there's a lot of things I can't speak on, but there's no reason to. I had a conversation when I first committed to the Bulls and signed my deal here with Michael, with Jerry, AK, the front office, with the commitment that they gave me, the respect they gave me. I'm going to continue to give them that same respect, but not just the way I play, but with my professionalism. And that won't waver. That's something I stand on. So, anything going forward, I think that's, how I'm going to answer it. I'm looking to, get any questions that you guys want, but, I'm excited for this camp. I'm excited for this year. There's a lot of things that we can do moving forward. So
he sounds real upset though, because some of those rumors, I think it was kind of by the Bulls. Is he do you think he's calling out the Bulls? Because a lot of those rumors were like saying that, oh, he didn't want to be a mentor, he still wanted to be the number one guy.
But I think it's a bit of both.
They kind of. I don't think they realized they might have tanked his value, or the rumors. Let's just say the rumors was tanking his value completely.
Oh, 100%. But I think his playing style also takes the value. Zach Lavine doesn't result in winning basketball in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, he's been in the league 10 plus years without a playoff.
Yeah.
I don't even think a playoff victory or even series victory or even a winning
No.
season. Is it a winning season?
No, he had one winning season where they were the 5th seed, first year of DeMar DeRozan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if Lonzo Ball was around, how would he had fared? If Lonzo Ball never really got hurt.
Probably a better, like a 6'5" team.
Yeah, he's there this season, but I'm wondering
It
how
doesn't
he
matter
looks
now.
like.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's playing with the whole new knee, a whole new leg.
Oh, man. God. Yeah, this is going to suck because Zach Lavine right now, he has too many years left. My man got 3 years collecting $45 million plus.
Yeah.
The Bulls owe him almost. My God. Wow.
They owe him a lot of money.
This is crazy. They owe him over 130, man. In 3 years. So yeah, if he has to be a role man, it is what it is. But sometimes with the league, I gotta say this. These type of situations end up fucking up that player's reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but anytime a player that got paid a lot of money and then there's a fallout and then he spends the rest of the time coaching up young guys, he never either sometimes doesn't get another contract or he just becomes a minimum player no matter what he does.
Yeah. Like that guy could drop 30 for a month and he becomes a minimum player.
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense. Even like when we seen John Wall, like on the Clippers, we saw he could still play, but it was like, man, they're
John Wall, they got up out of here pretty quick.
Yeah, they just made him a minimum guy, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're not paying you any more than the vet minimum. And then even that nowadays, a lot of teams are like, they don't even want to pay that no more, because that's not even a low number.
You could just get a second round player.
Yeah. Shit, that's kind of crazy. That shit's not even a low enough number. But yeah, man, we'll see. Chicago is just, man,
they're stuck.
They're stuck, man. They got to pay this guy. They don't even have draft picks like that, and
no,
he got now like their vet is actually almost like
the guy.
He's in his prime, but it's almost like he's turned into like a vet coach. It's almost like star players have to accept a rebuilding role while they're in their prime.
Yeah, and they get punished both ways.
Like the league, it's already bad enough we saw the Hawks get like a top pick when they shouldn't have been there, but now we're seeing this. Like, there's a lot of weird conundrums in the league right now.
The league is making it tough on a lot of like teams that want to tank, but now they can't really, because the Hawks showing that like a play-in team can get the first round pick.
Mm-hmm. But here's the dilemma: like,
and the Hornets and the Pistons didn't even get a first round pick for both seasons. They were shit.
The league in a way should have like a early buyout clause. You get like one every 4 years.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: they put this into the CBA. Let's say if Lavine got bought out, any team that's over 100 and I think 78 over the first apron, they cannot pick up Lavine.
Yeah, they put a tough situation, man.
Yeah, they kind of lock up those players.
Yeah,
it's hard for them to get re-signed because now they're in the buyout market, and then all the teams that normally are competing for a championship, they can't buy him. They can't like give him a minimum. Like how Westbrook went to the Clippers after the Lakers bought him out. Like that can never really happen anymore with those stacked up teams. They can't just get, we got this play, we got DeMarcus Cousins out of the buyout. Like, nah, that's not happening anymore. They cut that shit out. Speaking of that, like those good teams, Sam Presti actually gave good game about how, teams like the Oklahoma City who drafted their own players, how they shouldn't be punished. You know, the way the league is set up nowadays, if you draft well, if you, grab a couple of good free agents, you have a stacked up team, they kind of punish you with the way they set up the CBA, forcing you to give up some young players.
Yeah.
So this is what he had to say about it. Check it out.
I think the thing to note about the rules are that a lot of the expansion rules relative to the personnel stuff were written in like 1980. They haven't been changed since 1980. And one thing that we know about Adam Silver since he's been the commissioner, and I think he's done an unbelievable job of this, is he has modernized the league in every single possible way. I think we're the most sophisticated league in a lot of different ways. The idea of like working off a set of rules that were used when Bird and Magic were rookies, I don't think that's going to meet the smell test for his administration. I also think, again, we've come a long way and a lot since the world has changed since that period of time. One thing I think the league is really focused on as well is if there's a team or teams that are well managed, you're not going to be randomly disadvantaged. And so I think if that ever comes about, I'm sure there'll be plenty of focus and work to make sure that there's parity of opportunity and ultimately fairness about those rules. And also, team building is so much different than it was at that point in time. But those rules made it through 80 to 2004. And I'm sure, every step of the way, Adam has looked at every square inch of the league to make sure that it's fair, but it's also modern. And I'm sure they'll do that again. But that may not ever come to pass because I don't know if they'll ever decide to do that.
Yeah, I like the way he put it. They're still living off the rules of when Magic and Bird was a rookie.
Yeah, when teams are a lot smaller or everything like that.
That's facts. And they just implemented the 3-point line. That's crazy. Roster team building is still constructed off the year that they added the 3-point line to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. They definitely need some fixing.
But, 100%. But they also don't want to be baseball or soccer where the people with the most money can buy the best players.
No, but that's not the situation that's happened here. They've been responsible, and that's what he's mentioning. They've been responsible. They drafted their guys. They only grabbed a few players. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even at the craziest prices, but yet they're being punished because he still has draft picks left over, and at some point he can't re-sign like all their young players for extensions. So they're gonna have to like let them walk or trade them. So they are kind of being punished in a way under this new CBA. Because remember, Presti was racking up all these draft picks before everyone knew the new CBA rules. So now like this is hurting the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is all like them having all these draft picks left. This is gonna come back to bite them in the ass. 25 first round.
They have so
pick.
much. I don't know if they know what to do with it.
Yeah, they got other teams. Let me see, what is this? Wow, they got first and second round.
And you know what it reminds me of? Remember the episode of SpongeBob when they make the colorful patties? And SpongeBob's like, we don't know what to do with the money, so we start burning it. Like, that's how I feel like the Oklahoma State Thunder will have to do with the draft picks.
Yeah, wow, they got way too many. And they're all coming up now, like back to back years, 26, 25, 28. Like, wow. And then they own favorable draft picks too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at the 2026 first round is more favorable of OKC or Houston and Clippers.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, most of the stipulations are favorable to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are going to be interesting times in the league because even with the Knicks, the way they lost Hartenstein and the way they kind of had to finesse to make all these trades is because they kind of had too many players. Like if it wasn't for these new rules, I don't think re-signing Randle would have been as big of a deal. You know, so
It's like they punish a lot of teams for doing good.
The fact that the Knicks found Dante DiVincenzo at a discount for $10
Yeah.
million a year, that came back. They had to use that smart move as a leveraging piece to get rid of a guy that they couldn't pay. So in a way, like the rules are kind of punishing teams for being too smart.
Yeah.
Because I think right now, no team wants to just have a guy walk away in his last year.
No, 100%.
Yeah, so it's just...
You'd rather just extend them and hope to get a trade, you know?
Yeah. And this is where it's going to be interesting to see what Minnesota does.
Yeah.
Randle. Are they just going to let him walk, or... It's a lot of decisions, man. A lot of fucking decisions are going to be made. Somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to walk for free. It's just who knows? It could be Naz Reid. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, but Brad Stevens also spoke about the same thing, because remember, the Celtics are another team that they were in a good position with all the players that they got, but now they're gonna get punished because at some point they're gonna start having all their draft picks pushed to the back, and they're gonna get taxed out the ass. Cause remember, they got KP, they got all these players, man, on fucking payroll. So yeah, Brad Stevens actually gave some game on it too. Check it out.
Brad, you've seen the way the collective bargaining agreement has kind of pulled some good teams apart over the last year or so. Is there any more sense of urgency for you to try to get this team to win now before the realities of the finances kick in?
Yeah, I think you always feel a great sense of urgency to win and to put yourself in the mix, and we've been lucky to be sustainably in the mix. And so, you know, I will say with the new CBA and the basketball penalties that are associated with it, and certainly the upper tax brackets that can be associated with, especially when you get into the repeater tax, I think that those are all things that we have to obviously be super aware of to continue to try to put the best product we can on the floor. And yes, there are some real challenges that will come with that. Obviously, we're in an age and stage and a group that, you know, we think has a chance to be in the mix. And so we'd like to take advantage of that while we can.
When do you think the Celtics are gonna blow this team up?
3 to 4 years.
You think it's gonna take 3 to 4 years?
Yes. After all these guys, and all these guys are on a cheap contract, right? So after this contract, Drew's gonna retire, but I think those 3 guys are gonna demand a lot more money. And Derek White or these 4 guys, but Derek White might be the odd man out, or Porzingis might be the odd man out. One of those two.
No, everybody's locked in. They
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying after this contract, after their contracts.
No, fuck that. Nah, it's way too much tax money. Yo, they're gonna be $20 million. No, like $30 million into the tax. Yeah, and it's gonna keep going up, man. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they broke it up after next year. Like it's just too expensive.
They might have to. And then I think that odd man out would be Kristaps Porzingis.
KP, let me see. KP, yeah,
he's not healthy.
Yeah, he's not healthy. Yeah, his contract finishes 2026, so he would be out.
Yeah,
but even with him being out, right, before they re-sign any players in that offseason to fill up the rest of the roster, they're gonna be over the cap by $20 million already.
Yeah,
like that's fucking crazy. This team is way too expensive, way too expensive. And then they gave Drew Holiday the extension, Derek White the extension. And then Jason Tatum and Brown, of course, got their super maxes. Sheesh. Oh, my God. And they got the real super max. But speaking of Tatum and Brown, you know, during the media day, these guys, it's almost like they have them sort of, you know, with their backs against the wall defending that they're champions. Like, they have to make everyone know that, keep reminding them, hey, we are champions. Like, it's a weird conundrum, man. It's almost like the Olympics fucked up their branding.
Yeah, both of those guys didn't play, right? And I have that on the list too, of both of those guys not having the chance to play in those Olympics. It hurt a lot of their reputations, because now, guys, when they talk about the top players, usually who we bring up, Like, you remember when Kawhi won? We're all like, yo, Kawhi is the best player in the world. When Jokic won, we all said, yo, Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. When, who else? Nikola Jokic, Giannis won, we said he was the best player in the world. We don't say the same about Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown.
That's because they are built like the San Antonio Spurs of like 2014. Remember, it was like Tony Parker, Kawhi, kind of Duncan on the downhill. But either one of those guys could have won MVP. Ginobili. If any one of those guys won MVP, it wouldn't shock anyone. But that exact scenario is the Boston Celtics. It's almost like they're good as a collective. They don't necessarily have like a superstar. Even though looking back, Tim Duncan was a superstar, but he was on the downhill once again in his career. But listen to these guys kind of give a little soundbite. It's almost like they're defending the fact that they're good. Let's hear from Jason Tatum.
At 26, and I guess as accomplished as I am, I just always feel like overall I can still get better. I'm not at. You haven't seen like the best version of Jason Tatum.
Oh, y'all heard that?
And you should, right? I'm only 26. I should continue to keep getting better.
So that's Tatum, right? Once again, I keep getting better. I should be better. Like, it's almost like there's no. He's not holding his nuts, man. Like, he's not acting like he's the king of the mountain. He's almost like it's a weird thing that they're putting these players under, man. But I think the Olympics, once again, it's caused all this. Tatum is not getting any minutes, and Jaylen Brown didn't even get selected. Like, the Olympics,
for whatever reason, they run with this underdog narrative, which forces fans not to give a shit.
But these guys are no underdogs. They're way too experienced. They're way too experienced.
You have bro, Jason Tatum since coming into the league hasn't been an underdog. Like, let's keep it real.
Yeah. He's a top recruit. But let's see. Jason Tatum further elaborated on he kept getting question after question about this. And once again, man, the Olympic branding, man, that shit hurt them, man. It hurt their brands for real.
Jason, I'm curious what you learned from your experience at the Olympics this summer.
That's a broad question. You want to be more specific?
Is it something you're going to draw motivation from, I guess?
Want to address I didn't play in 2 of those games? That's what you mean?
That's part of it, yeah.
Motivation. I guess you could say that, and if you want to simplify it. In real time, it was tough. But it's and Joe, I talk to Joe a lot. Joe was probably the happiest person in the world that I didn't win Finals MVP and that I didn't play in 2 of the games in the Olympics. So that was odd, but if you know Joe, it makes sense. Did I need any extra motivation coming into the season? No, I don't. I wouldn't. I'm not going to give anybody in particular credit that they're motivating me to come into the season. It was a unique circumstance. Something I wasn't having experienced before in my playing career. But I'm a believer that everything happens for a reason. I was coming off a championship, the highest of the highs, and cover a 2K, a new contract, and then that happened. And whatever the reason is, I haven't figured out yet, but I am a believer that everything does happen for a reason. But it was a good experience. We won the gold medal. I won my second one. I was around some of the best players that ever played a game on a daily basis and built some friendships and, was able to bring my family out there and enjoy the Olympics as a whole. So that was a plus from it for sure.
Do these guys sound like fucking defending champions?
Yo,
they don't sound like defending champions at all.
Jason Tatum's like a Hall of Famer right now. Oh, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, man, this type of this is not defending champions aura, man. This is crazy. Listen to Jaylen Brown. Even Jaylen Brown, man. Like, even Jaylen Brown, the first fucking question he gets asked, man, is about this shit. But it wasn't this bad until after the Olympics situation, with Jaylen Brown calling out Nike, and then Jason Tatum not getting any burn in a couple of games. And remember how we were talking about earlier? Remember how I said LeBron is listed as a forward in the starting lineup, but he plays the point guard position? That exact situation is the reason why the forward position was crowded on the Olympic team, and Jason Tatum, they didn't have enough minutes for him because LeBron technically was taking his slot while playing a point guard role. This shit is like a conundrum on a conundrum. But wait, hold on. But I'm gonna get to what you're about to say. But take a listen to Jaylen Brown, man. As soon as he sits down, the first fucking question.
Hey, Jaylen, right over here. Welcome back. Not getting called on for the Olympic roster there. How did that make you feel? And are you carrying any of those?
Number one.
Sorry. Right off the bat. Not a lot of chances here.
You get to warm up a little. Shit.
That's how the season's gonna go, man. So just your emotions overall, your feelings. Are you carrying any of those feelings over into the new season in terms of what is motivating you to win again?
I'm ready to go. I'm excited about being back. The past is the past, but I'm ready to get after it. Lead our guys, get the guys, build some team chemistry, not skip any steps, and just set the tone for another year again. I'm extremely motivated for obvious reasons, and I'm ready to get after it.
Even Jaylen Brown is feeling the fucking vibe, man. Like, they're disrespecting us.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think other superstars are taking notes? Like, if I'm going to the Olympics, they better guarantee my minutes like they did for Embiid.
Oh, 100%.
Cause that shit is fucking up. These dudes won the championship. My man won the MVP. And look at the vibe around these guys during media day. That's crazy.
Yeah. It seems like instead of coming in as champions, everyone's wondering like, what the hell happened with the Olympics?
Yeah, or the vibe is like, are you guys even champions?
Yeah.
Are you guys even champions? Like, this shit is crazy.
Oh, if it was Jokic, you wouldn't give a shit. The Nuggets, and that's the Nuggets, the Bucks, they walked in as champions.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Tatum is sort of feeding into it by saying, "Oh, you haven't seen the best version of Tatum yet." Like, don't say shit like that, man.
Especially when you're in your prime and you're a Hall of Famer. Like Tatum and Brown, or Tatum most importantly, yes, a Hall of Fame resume. What, 5-time All-Star, a couple of All NBAs, and an NBA championship.
Mm-hmm. I knew this was gonna be an issue during the finals. There was a game, I believe after game 1, when KP had a hell of a game, right? I saw like Malika Andrews. She made like a comment like, oh, who's gonna win MVP? I wonder which player is gonna win the MVP. It might be someone that we don't know. Like it's like she said some shit. I was like, yo, this is like they're gonna troll those two about the MVP award. Like they were pitting them.
And also they're trying to put Derek White into the mix too.
Yeah,
they're not trying to say they're real stars.
Yeah, but Derek White, he could have won MVP. Like he plays well enough that he could have won it. But I saw it right away. They're trying to pin Tatum and Brown like on each other. Like it's like a weird thing. Like no, not even that. They're trying to pin him. They're trying to troll Jason Tatum. The same way they troll Julius Randle with the whole Knicks. They do the same thing with Tatum. Is he a star? Which player is gonna win MVP? Like they were already talking like that after game 1.
Yeah.
Like I was like, man, this is great. And the Olympics just made it even worse. Like I'm pretty sure there's been other great NBA players that didn't get no minutes during 1 or 2 Olympic games. No one ever made a big deal about it. But the fact that it was Jason Tatum, the player that everyone questions, he's not a superstar. Oh, look, he even won Finals MVP. Like now, this is like it might have been a mistake for Tatum to go out there, man. It might have been a mistake. without guaranteeing his fucking minutes?
Yeah.
Like, if Embiid was fucking around with all these passports, got France mad at him, he's like, oh, nah, I'm American. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to play for Team USA because his minutes was guaranteed. Like, you saw this summer, even though Embiid kept starting, the lineup looked clunky, but Embiid kept starting. You wonder why that kept on happening, because they had to guarantee the man's minutes. You know, it's obvious it was negotiated for him to be on that team to deal with Jokic. So the same way he negotiated his minutes, even though AD should have been starting, the same way Tatum should have been doing the same thing. He's an NBA champion. He can't be going to the Olympics with question marks. Nobody knows if he's gonna play.
With DNPs, hell yeah.
Yeah. And then Tatum's team, like, what kind of team he has around him? Like, they should have known, like, yo, LeBron is listed as a forward, but he's playing point guard. So that means, like, he's on the court as a forward, but he's not in that role. So that forward position's already crowded up. You got AD, Bam. There's so many other players. Look, they rejected Tatum. I mean, they rejected Jaylen Brown and selected Derek White. It's because that forward position was already crowded.
Yeah.
So these are observation. His PR team, whatever team is around him, they should have made these observations and spoken to Steve Kerr directly or Grant Hill. Like, it's just it seemed like they weren't needed. Him and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they weren't really needed.
No.
Derek White and Drew Holiday was more needed on that team than those two
And they
guys.
played more minutes.
Yeah, they should have just took enjoy their holidays. Curry and LeBron, they ain't gonna be around after this. And this shit really fucked up their branding, bro.
No, bro, like, we're not, like I said, bro, I remember the year, like, we remember years when people win. Kevin Durant, that whole offseason, we just talked about Kevin Durant, you know, when he won the finals MVP, or Jokic recently, or Giannis. Like, you remember those post clips, like post-championship clips, where we see Giannis go to Chick-fil-A, Jokic talk about horseback riding, and, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry in that aura. And, you talk about Kawhi Leonard, what it do, baby? We didn't have that for Jaylen Brown.
No. Nope. We
like,
didn't.
no brand, like, no branding. Like, Jokic was able to turn the Hotels.com into, like, his post-finals, like, horseback riding meme.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Yeah, these guys were just like, hey, we won. And that was it.
Yeah, that was, all right, back to whatever, Back to your everyday schedule program. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, but, I don't blame these guys, sometimes, because they are, like, when they came up, the cancel culture was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine, like, them while they're going through their high school, they're a high-profile player, high school, college, the cancel culture is real. They're working hard as hell, but someone can easily just cancel them before they even get to the league. So they may have to operate on a different level, and by the time they got into the league, they're so robotic that they don't really know how to operate outside of that.
But you still have charismatic younger players, man. Like, Anthony Edwards is charismatic. Even Kyle Kuzma was able to show his charisma after winning a title.
Yeah, but something about Tatum and Brown, they came into the league at the height of that shit. Where it was like, people's careers, no matter what they did, if they said the wrong thing online, they got canceled. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real thing. Like, when I see Tatum and Brown, I'm like, yo, you could tell they don't want to say the wrong shit. Especially Jason Tatum.
Do you think the Kyrie situation also influenced them?
The Kyrie, like that Kyrie
the
situation is
Kyrie
crazy.
Situation,
Yeah.
where they had a falling off.
Yeah. That too.
Because they were young when Kyrie had that falling off with the Boston Celtics.
I think a lot of the younger generations that especially grew up on social media, as they're coming up through basketball, they're gonna come as robotic as Tatum and Brown. Like, that's the thing the league has to observe. Like, give these guys good backing so they can show some charisma, like Charles Barkley or Magic Johnson. Like, these guys are very robotic because they don't want to get canceled.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, these guys, it's not I don't blame them, man, because it's a highly pressurized situation where everyone's like, hey, don't ruin your chances in the NBA by saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
or going
I,
to the wrong party or talking to the wrong girl. Like these guys, like it's a different atmosphere than it was before.
100%, bro. I
Like
think that's what changed the whole league. That's what
yeah,
changed like how we discuss basketball in general.
yeah. Like even Magic used to probably went to an orgy and then came back laughing and smiling and you know what I'm saying. Like these guys can't do no shit like that. Like
Yeah, phones are everywhere.
yeah, it's like they can't do no shit like that. These guys are robotic as hell because they don't wanna like get like blasted with media coverage. Like it's a very interesting thing. Even LaMelo Ball is sort of like that. Like there's no real personality. It's like look at my chain, look at my clothes, look at my game. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just very. There's nothing that says like, oh, this is like I don't know how to explain it. The personalities are way different. They're more corporate. They're more corporate. Like Rashid used to be talking shit about the refs. You know what I mean? Like there was so much more personality, but that's what these guys are suffering from. They weren't. You could tell they've been suppressed real early at a young age. They've been suppressed, like as far as expressing themselves.
All that shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Phones and all that shit kind of take a lot of your personality and experiences away. You kind of have everyone has similar experiences now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even
AAU, all that shit.
Even the way they were celebrating during the finals, it looked like they were celebrating for the cameras. Like it didn't look like, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember I used to see players celebrating. They used to be blurring out the curses, like beep beep they were muted. Like these guys were really expressing themselves, but like these guys, it's just more like, okay, you know, it's almost like, hey, we're still at work. The cameras are in the locker room. Let's you know, behave for the camera. It's weird. It's a weird robotic thing that's going on, man. With the younger generations coming into the league, there's no personality. That's why Anthony Edwards sticks out so much. They see him joking around, laughing, doing funny faces. The media gravitates to him because it's almost like it's a rarity, man. It's a rarity in his generation to see that much personality.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it's like a double-edged sword, man. But these guys are getting that Olympic shit is hurting their brands, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen this after winning the finals, winning finals MVP. Like, dude's brands are getting. It's almost like, yo, that shit got erased.
This shit went backwards.
Yeah, it's almost like it got erased. Yeah, it's interesting times that we're in, man. This fucking media landscape is very interesting. You saw Woj? Woj actually
he retired.
Yeah, he retired, man. He got sick of that shit.
What did he get sick of?
Huh?
What did he get sick of?
He probably the lifestyle, man. Can you imagine his lifestyle? When does he ever take a break or not on his phone? Like,
that dude's like what, 60, 50 something?
Yeah, like how you have a family life. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like you have to break news 24/7.
Yeah, or like, you know, especially for ESPN, you probably gotta be on camera, on call.
They got a smoke shop. They got a smoke. Almost not a smoke shop. What is it? What's the phrase called, man?
Sweatshop.
Sweatshop. They got a sweatshop.
Yep. A sweatshop. Gotta be on camera at a drop of a dime. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be easy to pluck someone off the free agency market the same way Paul George went to the 76ers. That's gonna be rare. That was already rare in itself, that the Clippers lowballed him like that. You know what I mean?
And then,
that's not really happening. Like, other than Paul George, who's the last person to just go somewhere and sign for a max deal? Like,
I can't really know, bro.
Yeah, everyone is sign and trade or get me out of here. Like, it's not really. You have to give up a bunch of draft picks. It's not really the same. I had a list of players who could possibly break out this season.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, Victor, Chet, Jaime Jaquez, Derek
I think Victor Wembanyama can become an All-Star this year. I think with Chris Paul, his numbers are going to be beast. Harrison Barnes and Chris Paul. Harrison opens the floor up. Chris Paul kind of sets an offense and gets him the ball more. I wouldn't be surprised to see Victor Wembanyama possibly even become a Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to make a defensive All-NBA team. And I think like an all-star team, it isn't far-fetched.
Nah, not at all. The question is, last year, what they won like 20 games? You think they're gonna win like at least 40? That would be double.
That'll be no, I don't know, maybe 30 something.
30 something with CP3 and Harrison Barnes and a lot of their players coming back. Oh,
Yeah, but I think
what about Stephen
Devin
Castle?
Vassell got injured.
Well, what about Stephen Castle?
I mean, I don't know much about him, to be honest with you.
Oh, yo, the Spurs drafted. Oh my God, this team is setting up to be some shit.
They're gonna be nice.
Drafted a 6'6" guard who's really stout. Like he's good, man. Like defensively, it's gonna get when he fills up more, it's gonna be hard to pass him. Like the Spurs are gonna be a real defensive oriented team.
100%.
Yeah, and then he has a good feel for pick and roll. I can imagine him and Victor. The only thing is that guy has to work on his shooting, Stephen Castle.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and I believe the Spurs have they might have 3 first-round picks for next year. For the draft of 2025. What's that kid that's projected to be number 1?
Cooper?
Yeah, Cooper. Yeah. For that Cooper draft, they have a good amount of picks.
Oh, they're gonna if they get Cooper and Wembanyama, they're beast. But I think they're gonna miss Devin Vassell in the early part of the season too.
Yeah. So for 2025, the Spurs have their own. They have Atlanta and they have Charlotte's 15 through 30. And they have Chicago 11 through 30. God damn.
Dude, they set themselves pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a first round pick, or they could swap it for 2026. But yeah, man. The Spurs are in they're in a good position. I don't know if they're gonna try to package something and spend some money on some more polished players, but they got options.
100%, dude. I'm sold on the Spurs, bro. I think Chris Paul. I mean, I kind of want to see how Devin Vassell plays too with Chris Paul, but I'm excited with Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes' addition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Vassell, he should be there in the begin, not in the very start of the season.
November.
I think he's gonna show up a little bit later.
Yeah.
Into the season.
And then Chet Holmgren with Hardenstein will be great. I can't lie to you. I think a lot of his strength weaknesses, I think he'll come back a little stronger, but a lot of his strength weaknesses, I think Hardenstein will cover.
Mm-hmm.
The team, I think they got a lot better. They can switch on with Caruso too. The Oklahoma City Thunder look like a great team.
Yep, they filled in that Josh Giddey weakness with the shooting.
Yeah, I don't know about All-Star yet, but I think he could become a second option in the future for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, it's gonna. He could be set up for a breakout, but
yeah.
I think OKC who could have a more of a breakout year is Jaylen Williams.
Yeah, I mean he kind of needs to redeem himself after the Maverick series, but he could be someone that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Jaime Jaquez Jr. with Jimmy Butler. Looks like he's about to be on the outs down there in South Beach.
Jaime's what, 22, 23?
Yep, 23.
Yeah, so he has what, a 3-year until he reaches his prime. He needs to make a jump and show that he's an all-star, to be honest with you. Like, if not this season, then I don't know, maybe next.
Okay, so Tyler has 2 more years. Oh, Jaime's on a good ass deal. Wow.
Yeah, Jaime's very comfortable. He's on his rookie deal.
Yeah, he's on a really good deal.
So I think so until 2027, you're seeing Hero on a Heat jersey, like wearing a Heat jersey.
Who do you think? You think Jaime's the 4th best player or 3rd?
3rd or 4th, depending on Hero's health.
What about Tyler Hero?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Depending on Hero's health, he might be 4th.
That's interesting. The Heat.
My Hero hasn't been healthy in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, the Heat are at 184. Okay, so they're close to the second apron. Oh, they're already expensive. Okay.
But they're just lucky they have a lot of cheaper deals, like Kevin Love and these guys.
Mm-hmm. And then Derek Lively, who had a great rookie season. My man pick and roll was working it out with Luka. Was looking all right. Yeah, year 2 with the Mavs. Now he has Stephen Curry.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm
guys
interested.
Who could defend, shoot.
You're talking about Lively, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about Lively. Yeah, he got a couple guys on his team now who could defend and shoot.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if he'll become a starter or will it be Daniel Gafford?
I think it should be Lively.
Me too.
It should be Lively because that pick and roll with him, he just does it. He does. I mean, for him to perform the way he did last year with Luka in his rookie year, I was like, oh yeah, when they get their chemistry fully down, they're gonna be a problem.
Dude, he can stretch the floor. That's what impresses me a lot.
Yeah, I didn't. Yo, he would have been perfect for the Knicks to get. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, had Dallas never tanked, he would have filled up that Hartenstein role at a cheap rate too. Najee Marshall, yeah, now they have a person who can create for themselves and shoot. Maxi Kleber is still on the team.
Klay Thompson.
PJ Washington, I don't know if he's gonna shoot how he did last year. But
Oh
yeah,
no, that dude was luck. A lot of those shots were luck.
yeah, that dude was lighting up who was he lighting up? Minnesota. He was lighting them up.
Yeah.
No, my bad. Was he lighting up Minnesota or OKC? I think he was lighting up OKC.
Both, I believe.
Yeah, it was killing them. But yeah, Klay, man, I see Klay with the uniform. I'm like, wow, man, Klay really left Golden State.
Yeah, he saw the tattoos of the rings.
Yeah, the 4 rings.
Yeah.
That's interesting, but yo, Klay's an interesting character. Oh man. Yeah, that first meeting back in Golden State is gonna be it's gonna be a thing. But the Warriors, man, they're gonna be sitting as a fucking 8th seed all season. 8th, 9th seed. Like I don't.
Oh, Brandon Podorinsky, what do you think?
Oh yeah, Mr. Pod. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna have a breakout year. I really don't know. Because now the more he plays, the more film. Is he dynamic enough?
No.
Yeah, that's my only thing. Is like, I don't know if he's dynamic enough, but he might thrive
I don't
in
know
their
if he
system.
could be. I don't know if he could be Klay Thompson, bro.
Not now on the other end of the floor. Klay
No.
was like, Klay was a beast.
was a beast
People
on
forget
defense.
how good he was, man. When he
Before
was like, before the injury, people forget how fucking good he was.
Both ends
Defending
of the court.
and
Yeah.
shooting at that high efficiency is crazy.
He was very physical too. He was great at post ups.
Yeah, yo, he was defending the best perimeter player on the other team night in, night out. It'll be like Dame, then Westbrook, then then Donovan Mitchell. Like he'll go night after night after night. Like Klay's really underrated.
I think Kyrie and Luka, they work well together. Dallas is an organization that's been willing to ride with them, and I don't think Kyrie wants to like travel around teams and be a journeyman at this point of his life.
Yeah, it's Kyrie. What age is Kyrie gonna be?
32.
Yeah, he's gonna be 33 before he makes that decision for that new deal. I see Kyrie staying, man. I don't really see. There's not a real reason to go. They have everything they need. Klay is locked in until 27. Yeah, he might as well stay.
Younger talents, they're all around good.
Yeah, I'm thinking Kyrie's gonna opt out of that $43 million. He's gonna take a lesser deal, but it's gonna be longer.
That'd be good for all parties.
Yeah, probably take a lesser deal, but it'll be like a 4-year. A 4-year or maybe even 5-year with an option. Who knows?
Yeah.
Kyrie's not gonna last that 5 years though, but I mean, I don't know. Injuries, but
who knows, man.
But Kyrie's still a skilled motherfucker, man.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like his skill will make sure that he lasts a long time in this league.
But I forgot to mention Luka. I like what I see from Luka already, man. He came through in shape. So Shannon Sharp asked Mark Cuban about Luka not necessarily being in shape.
I believe if Luka were to train in the offseason, get himself in tip-top shape, I don't think Luka realized he's great. I'm talking about he's transcendent, he's historically great. But I don't think Luka realized how great he can be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, we all mature as we get older, right? And this going into a 6th year, he learned what it takes to get to the finals for the first time. And that tells you a lot. It's like with Dirk, when we lost in 2006 in the finals to Miami, Dirk's attitude changed completely. Wow. Yeah, Dirk just became a different human in terms of preparation. I mean, literally like no alcohol during the season, which wasn't how we used to be. Trust me. No sweets, right? No fried food during the season. Just complete about face on how he approached his profession.
Yeah, you remember how Luka tried to grab the beer during after the Western Conference Finals victory? And someone grabbed that beer from him real quick. He was dead ass about to drink right on camera too. Yeah, normally the players don't even drink on camera. That's that Eastern European vibe, man.
They're smoking hookah, all that shit.
Yeah, but Luka last year in the finals, man, it was tough. It was tough to watch because the Celtics, it was so easy to penetrate.
Yeah.
The Mavericks. It was already easy because it was Kyrie and Luka in the backcourt. And Luka was just, he was on an island, man. In game 3, it showed like he needed to be in shape. That was like the learning lesson, game 3. The game where he got fouled out. Like it would have made a huge difference if he was like, I would say 3% better on defense. That's how bad it was.
The Mavericks showing commitment, bro. So I think that's the most important thing. Yeah. So now he has to lose. Now he has to lose the weight.
And plus he's trying to get that $100 million a year contract, man.
Yeah.
That man eventually gonna get that the next time around. By next summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Luka's gonna be the first 80 to 90 to 100 mil a year.
That'll be so badass.
Yeah, because his accolades are fucking crazy, man, for his age.
He's winning MVP in my opinion, bro. I could see him win MVP.
Yeah, I could see him winning MVP too. But he's got to hurry up, man. I see Wemby giving him issues.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be such a fun legendary rivalry, and the fact they're both from Texas. Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's gonna be nasty. That is gonna be a nasty matchup.
That's gonna be fun. 3 times a year, Dallas versus San Antonio. Like we used to see Tim Duncan versus Dirk.
Yeah, and who knows, man? Who knows what the Rockets could be to add on top of that Texas triangle?
If Sengun becomes a star, it could be fun.
But what's your opinions on the Clippers? Where do you see them?
Mixed opinions.
Yeah, because technically the Clippers, they should have been in that. They should have been in that area with the Kings,
and the Pelicans,
like in the middle of the West. Yeah, like number 4, 5, 6.
But I don't. I mean, dude, we're banking on Kawhi being healthy, so.
Yeah, I don't. Yo, but James Harden would have to carry them to a decent enough record, so they don't have to go crazy during the playoffs. Unless Kawhi is gonna be fully healthy to go like grueling a whole playoff series, like round after round, like because the West is gonna be. You don't want to enter the West like the 7th seed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, because Kawhi's been injured, he's been reserving himself. Now you're a 7th seed, and now you gotta fight your way all the way to the finals. Because his matchups could be the Suns, then the Nuggets, then the T-Wolves or OKC at some point. That could be what they're looking at. I don't see Kawhi lasting to beat all 3 of those teams, like health-wise, and then going to the finals and facing like the Celtics or like another top Eastern contender that's physical. I just don't see it. Like he still would have to last 2 months in really intense basketball.
Oh, I agree.
Like this, like what are the odds of that? All right, Saeed. So appreciate you, man. We're gonna link up again. Yo, the NBA season, man. I can't wait for this shit.
Me too, bro.
Yeah. All right, brother. Stay up.
All right.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, take care, bro. Subscribe to Orange Cookies, man.
All right, definitely. Hit up Saeed's newsletter in the description below. And until next time, you guys stay safe. Peace.